Doing Zetai, congratulations on you first. How you doing, Horror Loving? Nice. How you doing, R's? How you doing, Dark Muffin? How you doing, Instant Z's? How you doing, Mini Dow? How you doing, Steve? Yeah, dinner hobby time. Let's fucking go. How you doing, Charlie? How you doing, Nobody? And how you doing, Melody? Welcome, 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 welcome. Yeah, just the it's just him, one Space Marine. Eventually there will be Dose Space Marine. But yeah, so for today's project though, what I want to do is I have a couple of other lingering projects that I need to wrap up. One of them being this big fucking 15 millimeter Warhams project, because that's gonna, yeah. So, oh yeah, actually, that'd be fun. Hold on. So for scale, here's the Primaris like intercessor sergeant, and here is 15 millimeter dude, very small. My shop is going to be doing like a big event with 15 millimeter Warhams for the Bad Ab War, which is really, really cool because like the detailing is pretty low on them. You don't need a bunch of crazy stuff. And how you doing, Sam? You are YouTube first. You are YouTube first. So yeah, I need to get this done soon-ish, because it's like technically every other project I do doesn't really have like a set date in mind. Like I want to get things done, you know. Oh yeah, no, this is very much don't speak to me or my son ever again. But yeah. It really can. I think also too, like this is something that G-Dubs is kind of guilty of, like scale creep is inherently a thing in the hobby. Cause like right, it's like models have been getting progressively bigger. Like I sometimes you can make some like stuff look really weird. Like a lot of the Lord of the Rings minis are properly 28 millimeter. Like actual, like Warhammer advertises itself as 28, it's 32. It, like technically there's some war games like Star Wars Legion that are like properly 32 that sometimes can make like the random guardsman look very strange in comparison. But like Warhammer definitely gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. But yeah, no, this is mini at its miniest. So what I'm going to be doing is this is going to be a lot of. Is the music muted? It might be. Hold on, I think I've. Yeah, no, I think I did. Hold on. Here, fuck it. Let's go back to earlier on my playlist. My bad. Thank you for catching that. And yeah, I came in a little late because of the war game, and I did pretty good. My scene has been really fucking crazy about like Mordheim as of late. So like they were like, hey, let's like turn up today, and I was like, all right, I'm down for turn up. Yeah, I mean it's the thing is like consumers for the most part like really like bigger scale minis, ironically, even though it's like it adds more details and more gubbins and whatnot. So yeah. But yeah, they basically did make the whole scale. Oh yeah, like historicals are where you get into like 6 millimeters pretty popular. I definitely once you get to a certain size, you do basically just get like toothpicks. I think as far as I'm aware, every orc in the I think every orc in that fucking box is remade. I could be wrong. I think there's like I think the not intercessor, the fucking I think the fucking librarian might be an older sculpt in Armageddon, but yeah, there's a lot of decent amount of new sculpts in there. So technically, because of the scale of those, you can just sort of like really pull back and just do like primary colors. Like I don't think even a lot of historical people necessarily use washes. How's the Rust Vultures going? They're going good. I'm still very much printing stuff and like building stuff. God, I did a really goofy thing. So a lot of those torsos look like they can fit. So hey, everybody who is going to get the Armageddon box. Pro tip: in the past, what I would actually do is I would clip the little push fit pins. Don't do that. G-Dubs has gotten a lot better at making those properly fit, and I find that a lot of their stuff is actually put together in a way that, like, if you snip those, they don't fit really quite right. The connection points are all fucking like scrungled. So I would actually recommend like not snipping those. It fucked my shit up pretty bad because I was so used to snip. I ended up swapping the torsos of 2 of them, which thankfully with enough sprue goo and hope, everything mostly worked out fine. But yeah, as a heads up. Glenn Spears and Scott. Yeah, that sounds about like a G-dubs. I'll say, hey, Uncle, how you doing? How you doing? Ooh, Purple Thousand Suns sound like they could fuck. As somebody who does Purple Death Guard, I'm definitely biased for sure. So did I get like enough dirt on the bottom of their shields? We could probably get a little bit on there. So yeah, we're doing, this is very much going to be a yap and do this kind of assembly style. I'm fully aware that this, out of all the mini painting streams, is probably going to be the most indulgent, but hey, this might be like a fun way to be like, hey, check out all their scales. They're kind of neat. They're kind of neat. But yeah, as far as actually getting stuff done for that, cause like, I'm also slowing myself down a little bit because I want to make a video. I want to make a video of like my kit bashing process, and like something I've also realized too is my lighting setup. Like I didn't properly adjust the new lighting setup to the new area, and I was like, God damn, there's some really harsh shadows. I'm using like a diffused bulb and everything. So I've also ordered some other lights. So in theory, once I get maybe the lighting kind of like readjusted and I can like fuck around with the camera settings, streams might be looking even nicer for mini painting. We'll find out. Oh god, yeah, no, trash is perfect for terrain. I mean, that's really a lot of like the really good terrain builders are. You just look for funky shapes. You look for funky shapes and everything, and then that just kind of gets you there. Oh, for the chapter, I'm going to be doing Aethon Sharn, the Raven Guard chapter master guy. The thing is, I would like to get him for the Rust Vultures chapter master dude also, just because like he's very already pretty vulture-y to begin with. Normally those are like $60 though. So what I'm going to be doing is like, I'm going to try to get, before I get any crazier on buying a lot of like, I'm not going to say never for buying new shit for the Rust Vultures, but what I'm more likely to do is try to see how much that fucking box I can get through, before I end up actually like getting anything else. Perfect space. Ooh, fuck yeah, let's go. Yeah. If you get boxes with those kind of like really like funky kind of like bodies like that, yeah, no, those are great. It's like if you check out the old G-dubs, like how to make terrain books, a lot of their stuff is like, we found this cool piece of packaging and then we smeared it with spackle and then we covered it in sand and glue. I guess technically sand, glue, and spackle is like a singular mix, and then cover it with flock and they do some stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, in older war games, like if you're like, here's the thing. If you're doing like Napoleonic, the Battle of Waterloo, what trooper variety are you really getting? Like you're getting a fuckload of dudes with muskets. You probably have a dude in a cannon with a cannon. You probably have some dudes on horseback. And like, that's probably it. Cause like once you get to that scale, the armory of a specific individual, cause that's sort of the big change between scales is like, this is still the right scale where I can kind of treat like a Marine as a Marine, though you did see I've multi-based a couple of them because like this is a fun thing you can do. Multi-basing is really, really nice for like once you get to smaller scale where you just treat this as one mini. But yeah, after a certain point, you just kind of get like correctly colored blobs that you put on the table and just kind of shuffle them forward. Not that there's not like strategy or anything with those games. Like a lot of those are like the beardiest war games with a lot of cool like activation stuff. And like morale things, like a lot because like I like war games and I play a lot of them, but a lot of them aren't good war simulations. Like, you know, like the idea of like chain of command, a lot of times in a war game, morale is like, oh no, my guys aren't as good at shooting, or oh no, my morale is like going to determine whether I stay another round in this fight in Mordheim. But then you got like other games where it's like you have to really check about like keeping morale up and like having like different leader characteristics and stuff like that. I think conceptually all that sounds neat, but it's definitely not an area where I have like much experience in. Like my only real historical knowledge. I am painting Minotaurs, yes indeed. This should be the name of the stream actually. I think so. Maybe I did. Yeah, a lot of corrugated cardboard. I've been doing that. So already because of the move, I was like, okay, I had a lot of boxes left over, but a lot of them were just kind of too shredded and fucked up from like, you know, getting jongled around. So I got rid of a bunch of them. But I was like, okay. But now I've been doing that thing where I've been saving Amazon boxes for that reason. And also just because like a lot of Mordheim terrain is based on cardboard videos. I'm like, fuck, I gotta stop. I just have a pile of cardboard and like so I mentioned that like the new place feels pretty homey now. I'm pretty used to where I'm at. Like I don't wake up and be like I am forced to live in this strange land. I'm like, oh, this is just new home now. I'm still coming to terms with the lack of space in new home. It's not like terrible. It's not terrible. But it's just that, like I lived in a 3-bedroom house that at one point was $1,000 a month, which is at up this that is support that just did not get that, and that just did not last. So now I have to live in like a proper apartment. So I'm like, oh, having a bunch of cardboard is not. See, I was thinking about maybe doing some terrain on stream. Like as like I'm not gonna lie, I've been enjoying the flexibility of my Thursdays lately. I really like that I can just kind of go in and like kind of do whatever. Like I can use that for like a creative thing or like maybe like a short video game. I don't know. I've been enjoying that lately. Is that something that's going to stick around? I don't know. I'm also kind of weirdly craving Pepsi Man. I don't think there's enough Pepsi Man for a full stream, but I'm definitely craving Pepsi Man. I'm not going to lie. That game has got its fucking talons into me, which feels weird because it's Pepsi Man. But how about roommate? I no, I can't go back. I can't go back to roommates. I kind of like because of like I'm not doing college right. I basically did everything that like a young adult did like maybe a couple years later. So like I had roommates until I was like 27, and that's not like particularly super crazy, especially if you leave the States. But like it definitely took a while. It definitely took a while. See, that's a tricky thing too with like VTubing with roommates. Like the thing is like, so I would argue that like VTubing with roommates is very tricky because it's like some people really don't like the idea of VTubers interacting IRL at all. So they're like, oh man, there would be like if somebody was just like, hey, we're out of cheese, like in the background, that would just cause like could potentially cause some shit fits. Probably with you guys a bit less so. Also sound booth, yeah, and like I every now and then, so there's like bad ideas that sound fun that I still think about sometimes. Like it's something to like when you talk about for like a lot of times I like there's no way I would do this full time or could do this full time at the moment. I think any bus on that might have already left years ago, but because it changes to YouTube. But also, you do run into like people like who are like really big, who were like big in the mini painting scene, kind of like keeping up with the grind, like just like breaks them after a while. But I'm still like, it'd still be cool to do this as a job. In the same way that like every now and then it's like, I don't think I've heard anything necessarily ever good about streamer houses outside of like way back in the HoloLive day. Actually, I think the HoloLive days had like a really fun idea to the streamer house, which is just everybody renting a bunch of apartments next to each other. So like you could go home and like be naked in your own house and like live your own hours and whatnot. But like VTuber neighbor block sounds fun. But every now and then my brain is like, VTuber house would be kind of neat. And I know some people who do that, and it works out well for them. But then also you hear some that just like explode into drama forever. Is that a real thing? Because it is. To be fair, a lot of that is more like female VTubers interacting with dudes. Unicorns are one hell of a drug. The V Street is real. But what's it called? But yeah, it's some people like it's so VTubing and life interacting is a sliding scale, and everyone's got their own tolerance to it. There's some people that are like, oh, how you're painting minis. I don't like that. Usually when it comes to hand cam streams, if there's like stuff going on, people will give it a little bit more leeway. But yeah, but then you also got some stuff where it's like there are people that they're VTubers, but also will just show entire face. And like, morally speaking, there's nothing wrong with that. It's your own channel. You can do your own things. You can live your own life. But then it's for like, I mean, yeah, I'm not kind of in that camp too, where it's like, that's kind of defeats the point, I feel like. Well, so how you doing? Yeah. Because like, right. If I had a roommate, it would potentially have a lot of costs, but there's like I said, it's the freedom, and I would need to base everything around it. And I've had bad roommates before. That like I haven't had like hell roommates. I think my worst roommate was was a really uptight German dude who I had very briefly after college, and he was really funny and like, he was like the most stereotypical like German guy I've ever seen, and he's like, you know, I'm not like all the other German guys, and then like I'm just gonna paint the picture words. Imagine kind of like stereotypical like blonde-haired, blue eyes. He really didn't have hobbies. He did school and he did weightlifting. His room was just like a mattress, and he's like, I'm not like one of those German guys. I'm not going to complain about a lot of things. He complained if everything was not on the most rigid schedule of like who's restocking the fridge, who's cleaning the bathroom, and it was like, oh, shut the fuck up. Painfully German, yeah. Like the other roommate we were used to prior to that is I had a guy who just sit in his room and play Destiny 1 all day. Like never left his room, played Destiny 1 all day, every day. I don't know where he got money from. But like even that was kind of like, you know, in the grand scheme of things, that's about the best roommate you could hope for. A little closet golem that just plays Destiny all day. Oh God, I hope no feet pics. Okay. Oh yeah. There are those. I wish I cared more about Dark Tide. All the big Warhammer games are live service games. I just don't fuck with live service. How you doing, to Death Creek? How you doing? Yeah, I mean, I'm not somebody who, going back what you're saying, Charlie, I'm not necessarily walking around my house naked, but like, I like the freedom to do what I want when I want and not have to like answer to anybody. Like, could I live with roommates again if forced to? Absolutely. Do I want to? Nah, not really. I've been a roommate tries to steal. Yeah, that's also true that like, I have not had the roommate that steals shit. I will say that as well. Luckily. Just let flop in the wind. Yeah. It's well, it's also like here's another thing. I have nanners, and like for me, her being a weird tube that just sits around all day isn't a big deal. But then like a lot of people are really squeamish about snakes, so some of them might not even just like sign up. But then you got the people, they're like, oh, your snake's okay, but I have to be really, you know, if I see you feed him, I will scream. Or feed her, and there's this lady. If I see you feed your snake, I will scream. And it's like, oh God, I don't want to deal with that either. How you doing, Big Gun? How you doing? Got me for about 10 years. Yeah, it's definitely like one of those things that like, I do know that like, there are people that like can do roommate stuff or like can handle roommate stuff or like have to handle roommate stuff, I guess. Like I said, if I had to, like, you know, I love living. I'm not one of those VTubers. It's like, I crave the sweet release of death. I love life. I'm not going to act like it's great all the time, but I enjoy myself and I want to live on this world kicking and screaming as long as possible. If I had to get rid of everything to be in a box, I still will. If it just means I can keep on trucking. Mortal enemy. That sounds awful. Sounds real bad. All right, so those boys are going to be drying a little bit. In the meantime, boom. So these are some 3D printed like resin rhinos. They look pretty good, but I don't know if they were optimized. So this is just something that I found. I don't know if they were optimized well for 3D printing. I have scraped the fuck out of these, and they're still like the fucking little like 3D printed lines I just cannot get rid of. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm at the point that I'm like, as long as it looks decent, I'll take it. I'll take a couple little scuff bits, because I'm gonna use rough iron for all these. Never bathed in love. Oh, so you got the hell roommate then. That's why I'm like, it was all, I will say too, being like having a roommate when I was in college was nice because they were either friends or people I like eventually would become friends. I don't know if I'm ready for a roommate at 35, going to be 36 soon. I don't think I can do that. I don't think I can do that. So also using a little bit of flow improver, which is in this army painter bottle. I have like a little stool next to me that has the handle on there. There we go. Got my big fuck ass brush. Kind of gunked up, but that's fine. Yeah, I still gotta get my FDM printer back. I was gonna say, because like I really want to 3D print some terrain, but also I also want to like make some terrain. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe this Thursday will be a terrain day. I don't know for certain. Yeah, I'm doing this real sloppy style right now just to get, you know, this is more overbrushing than dry brushing, but considering the scale and what this is going to be and what kind of project this is for, I can just kind of do it like this. Because eventually this is just going to get like a gold dry brush, and that's going to do a lot of heavy lifting. Oh, God. I've been lucky that I've only had that happen to me once. It was definitely in college, and like my roommate had his girlfriend over, and like definitely doing that thing like, I'm asleep, oh God, I can hear noise. Not like crazy loud. They were still trying to be stealthy, but you can't be stealthy with that. I'm sorry. Everybody who's like, I had sex and no one knew, like in the same room. No, you didn't. You have very nice people. You have very nice people in your life who are willing to lie to you. That's what you have. That's what you got going on. Pissed in it, packed it back up. Hell yeah, let's go. Normally I'd be like, on that, but like it sounds like with everything going on, so sometimes you gotta. Sometimes you have to take a tactical piss. No, oh God, no, I could not. I could not do the tech in, bro. Oh God. Especially because I still hang out with the guy. Let's say, like I mentioned, a lot of my like longest friends were in my college freshman year, where we still play TRPGs together. Oh God, and if that happened, I would never live that down. Like, oh God. I will say that's a nice thing about Nanners too, is she's like, as far as pets go, she's pretty like clinging, easy to cling. But yeah, like having a roommate with a cat. I love cats though. That's the thing. I would probably put up with a cat just because I like cats. But yeah, awesome, not great. Here we got one metal box. I don't know. In my opinion, the people are at their most dangerous when they're naked. There is the kind of primal monkey atavistic kind of like throwback fighting style that happens when someone's dong is out. Like if I was on the street and I had to pick between two opponents and one was just wearing street clothes ready to fight and one was buck naked, I would pick street clothes guy. Buck naked guy has nothing to lose. You have technically more exposed weak points, but he's running off of like I said, primal adrenaline. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Put a 2-bed flat. I mean, that's fine. I think like a 2-bed isn't too bad. I've only had to share rooms in college either, so that's been a long time. That's been a long time since I've had to deal with that. Big brush painting, hell yeah. This is once again, this is also kind of nice for this project too. It's like, yeah, this is like all my vehicles are definitely like the most detailed bits of all these, but even then they're pretty simple. It's a rhino. It's got many fantastic angles. Wish I could do more of the octagon bit, but like no, they're boxes. They're funky boxes. Oh, but you could absolutely give the old twigs and berries a twist. But like I said, if they're naked and off their shits enough, that might not matter. That might not matter. You could technically dick kick somebody in a regular fight. And it depends. If you're having like a gentlemanly brawl, that's a bad move. But if somebody is going for your life or your property, like it's fair game. You can use whatever. All right, and then the last one. Oh God. Do you think the people running that LARP are just like, oh, it's a barbarian player? So they're like, is he in character for this? Just going like, just twisting. Oh yeah, that's why I said that's like at the time I was like, man, this fucking Destiny guy, all he does is play Destiny. That's very strange. I don't know how I feel about him, but like as an adult, I'm like, that's the best roommate I could ask for. He's the best roommate you could ask for. Like he ate his own food. I think he basically only lived on pizzas. Like I said, I don't know. I mean, to be fair, there are some people that just like get paid through by college entirely by their parents. Like I remember really early on, there was a guy who like, I think I mention him every now and then, the guy who drew like Transformers, Ben 10, erotic Egyptian AU fan fiction. With I guess he also like he did art for it mostly, and art with the biggest fucking air quotes. And like his parents were like well-to-do teachers and like doctors and shit, and like they were really hoping, they were really hoping that that their son would follow in their footsteps. And like I understand that every parent doesn't get exactly the child they want, but man, he just was on Deviant, like he was on DeviantArt all day. I was like, I've never seen DeviantArt ruin someone's life like that, but it was really by choice. I was like, how you doing, real dude? You know, how you doing? How you doing? It's a free game for life and property. Wait. Oh yeah, true. I was like, what did I say? Yeah. Like, oh yeah, I mean, I fully believe where it's like, if you're in danger, everything's off, everything like the courtly fight things just go out of sync. Like, I mean, out of favor. It doesn't matter. It doesn't, who gives a shit? If you're in danger, you can do whatever. I mean, don't like just go like beating up on people, but I firmly believe, oh, fuck. Oh no, hold on. You know, I guess I'll flip them turn ways this stream. I accidentally got my metal dish and my not metal dish flopped, and I just dunked a big metallic covered brush into it. Yeah, that's fine. I will definitely need to clean those out later. I was gonna do it for a big clean for those anyway. Okay, so those are drying. Yeah, the cyberpunk stuff. All right, so those are drying. Let's start getting the Minotaurs magic. Let's get the Minotaurs magic, which is a big fucking dry brush and rich gold by Pro Acro. This is what I'm talking about, where like today's goal is to like get as many dudes done at this scale. Oop, oh, it's too much. Oh, it's too much. Let's see. Opposites for flat PC sometimes. Oh, that sounds like fun though. Something that I've never like just getting to interact with more people lately is the idea of like people who live in the same house. Like the idea of the house Discord is kind of fun. Where like people would be like, oh yeah, like we're gonna get like groceries or whatever. We're gonna have like a big thing together. So it's like, oh, that's like that doesn't make me want roommates, but it's like, oh, that's kind of neat. It's an experience I would have never heard of before prior to this. All right, let's see how this works. Yeah, let's go, baby. I use this recipe for a lot of stuff, but this is my Minotaurs 2-part. Behold, nice. And now I just have to do this for like 30 guys. Which once again, at this scale though, this is what I'm talking about, where it's like, this is a nice, easy, breezy scale to work with, because like the details don't matter as much. Ah, fuck. Dropped them like mid-go. Also, like, look how chunky, like the weapons get really chunky at the scale too, especially because like a lot of these are meant to be 3D printed. I think if they were like 15mm metals, you could get a lot more like fine tip swords and whatnot, but definitely at this scale, nah. There we go. So we got this chaplain too. Yeah, I mean, it does look like a chess set. You're not wrong there for sure. I could definitely see why you'd think that. But yeah, my local scene is doing a big 15mm Warhammer 40k thing we're using Bad War as a setting. So I'm playing Minotaurs because they're like in the Bad War, and also they're my boys, and also because they're easy as shit to paint at the scale. So I'm cranking it live on stream. Yeah, I mean they're rat bastards, so like yeah, that works. Rat adjacent. Oh, I do have some rats coming up. This is what I'm thinking about. Is like I could terrain this week, but I also have some stuff I could do for like, if I wanted to do, I almost kind of want to do 3 like making stuff streams, whether it's printing or painting or whatnot. check it out. I got some more, this is going to be my Clan Pestilence Plague Monk. This is like I used a 1-page rules, like sling for the sensor. And I got, Gloopy and Gloop. I actually printed out name faceplates for them. This is one of my Plague Acolytes. This is the one that has the climb skill, so he could just scale walls with, like, no issue. And this is the one I gave some armor to, and a shield, and a sword. They're perfectly normal rats with nothing fucked up whatsoever. My captain named Sharp. No, to be fair, I've heard nothing but good things about Sharp over the years. It's just something that as a Burgerlander, I've not really experienced myself. I know that's like not necessarily true. There are people in the US who have watched Sharp, but I've just had very little experience with it. Seems cool though. But yeah, I'm so fuck, too much. There we go. Also, if I actually load in a little too much, it's not the end of the world. Because the goal of this is more efficiency. Yeah, I know. What's his name? Peachy, the painter guy. I'm good at identifying things. He's like a really hardcore sharp head. Like he does like what's it called? Like Silver Bayonet and like other games and recreates sharp scenarios and stuff in them. Like what is sharp met werewolves? And I'm like, you know, I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that kind of like being that big of a fan of something. It's kind of neat. I've not really quite found anything that I would cross over between like my mini stuff. But you know, maybe someday. Could do like, I think I've done some VTuber paint schemes before. I know Erie was doing some like 3D prints of like her mascot, and I made one into a Marine, which is cool and it's printed, and I just need to actually paint them on stream one of these days. I gotta get in there too much, but like, also fine. Hold on, one of the bristles came loose. Where's my, there we go. My tweeters. Yeah, let's go. The dog, yeah, I don't have that nearby. Or else I would show it. Interview before he died, so I kept his words. Oh, fuck yeah. I mean, okay. Not fuck yeah that he's dead. I feel like I instantly need to clear that. But I'm glad that he kept all of his words in as is. That's very nice of them. Hell yeah. Let's go. I feel like he probably told me what White Dwarf that was, and I've immediately forgotten. So maybe a smaller brush for these guys. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, if they got shields, I gotta get them like right in the tummy. This one does. Oh, that was fine though. Yeah, let's go. Oops, where break his face on. Oh, that sounds like fun. I know I tried to find that when you guys mentioned that, like the American Hippo. I tried to find that at like some bookstores I visited, and I could not, and I was really sad because I was kind of intrigued by that. But also, to be fair, when Zetai was asking for book recommendations, I also picked up some physical copies of the Dark Coil 40K books, and I do need to read through those again, especially because those have all the short stories from Peter Favari that I have not gotten a chance to read yet. So Rick and Morty, really? Huh. I mean, I was under the impression that Justin Rowland got like super canceled. Are they just like trucking on without him, I guess? Have to get the tops a little bit. Down, get a little bit there. There we go. Oh, taunts me. You should do it. It's good. Strong recommend. Do defilers in it. Oh, okay. So if I see that at the shop, luckily I have to imagine does it just have like a big ass picture of defilers on the front? Because so I'll have to keep an eye open for that. Yeah, part of me kind of wants to. That defiler kit does look really, really good, but it's like nowhere near my schedule for actually getting that done. Actually, how many more of these guys got shield? Oh, it's like super. Trying to get all the ones with shields and just get in that like central zone so I can just put this brush up for a bit. Do the flood. Oh, that's fair. Books are read, but they don't stay on shelves for a year. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that's like, I'm super out of like tune at like, how you doing, Lana? How you doing? Like, I don't know what constitutes like what keeps a book in shelves for a long time. Like, sometimes I feel like I'll go to bookstores and I'll see like, oh yeah, no, this is like a, like, you know, this book has been around for a while. It should be on there. Like, like for me, example is like, the couple of times I went to like a Barnes and Nobles, I'm like they should have more, I was like, they should have more Discworld, right? Like, Discworld's a big series and they'll have like the Color of Magic and then maybe the Hogfather and that's it. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess not. Yeah, I mean, unironically, this is kind of a movie for ants. I mean, Warhammer for ants. But that's fun. That is what I like about it. It's neat. Oh, that the headshot mix. Ooh. To be fair, like, even if they did die in a headshot, like, someone correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know shit about muskets. Isn't it really hard to like get specific shots with those? Like, it's more like you shoot at a guy, and if you get a headshot, cool. But if not, like, well, ideally you want to hit him in the torso. The thing is like, the way, I mean, Harry Potter kind of got lucky where it like hit during a very specific time, and like, I think it also does hit what's it called? Like, for people, the idea that like, oh, someday I could go to a magical wizard land that's been like, oh, unicorns are real and wizards are real and wow and woo. And I think that does activate some people. Also, how you doing, Palm Top Tiger? Palm Top Tiger, how you doing? How you doing? My God, I need to, like, one of those series that has haunted me that I've not actually watched properly over the years is Toradora, especially because I like very, very oogie vanilla romance stories. And I've not got around to Toradora that eats my shit up. Very good name, though. How you doing, though? How you doing? Let's go. Hell yeah, let's go. How you doing? So I'm currently painting, mostly dry brushing, honestly. My local scene is doing a 15 millimeter Bad War event. So I got like a shitload of these little dudes who I'm trying to get ready as I'm playing Minotaurs in that. I think there's another guy playing Minotaurs too, which is kind of fun. But I guess there's only really so many legions in there. I think we got one guy doing Tyrant's Guard. I think we got someone doing Sisters and one person's doing Orcs. We're gonna Warhammer 9. Oh, fuck yeah, let's go. Like 40k scale or Titanica scale, but either way, fuck yeah, let's go. Why 15 millimeter? That's a good question, and I wasn't exactly the one who put this together. I think it's like 15 millimeter is for like a pretty good scale for getting an event together. The time commitment's pretty low, where it's like the details are pretty small. You can print out a lot of them. You can get through them pretty quickly. You can do these little like diorama bases. Okay, so if you're good at muskets, you can just like you shoot the shit out of someone. Okay. I'm glad you guys have this good musket like knowledge in you, because I don't. That's not a thing that I keep on me. To be fair, a lot of you guys are way more like military nerd than I am. Not in a bad way. That's just one of those things I've just never specced into over the years. Oh fuck yeah, 40k Scared Titan. Let's go. Hell yeah. One of these days, I'm waiting to become properly YouTube famous so I can get a Titan and milk it for like 3 million videos like all the cool kids. Till then, though, I'm holding off. That's because I got other dumb shit to spend money on, like VTubing stuff. Oh, which by the way, I talked to my rigger, and the other half has been paid off. So yeah, now it's simply a matter of waiting for the model to get done, and the new outfit how will be real. They told me that the previews for the head will be coming up very soon. I'm very excited. Very excited. Hey, I mean, I know nothing, so even if you're like, I'm not an expert, you gotta understand, I have no knowledge. I know what a musket is, and that's about it. That's also true, yeah, like, all the battles are fought on, like, a 2x2 table, so it actually does mean that, what's it called? For an event, you can cram a lot more, like, stuff. People have been doing, like, 15 millimeter, like, Zone Mortalis boards. Like, this is not the scale that I would play every war game forever at, but for what we are doing for an event, I think it's, like, very, very nice. It's, like, a very, very nice setup. Watch it. See, I watched the History Channel, but I was always getting, like, the secret Nazi aliens over Russia. Was Tsar Nikola Tesla an alien? Like that kind of bullshit? So like I learned very little on the History Channel. I loved it to pieces, and that probably made me the weirdo I am today. But like, I did not learn anything like knowledge-wise. Oh yeah, I have a resin printer, and also I have an FDM printer that I need to fix. But yeah, I would definitely a good idea to do the joints. Like I said, I think Titans are neat, and I could theoretically like print one whenever I want. But like, I don't need to right this second. So I'll wait to see if like one manifests in my life. What's how you doing, Blanca? How you doing? Yeah, I got my bullshit together. I was also thinking about what to do to the orcs, and I was like, oh yeah, there's like a oh fuck. Nope, ABS like resin, baby. Actually like got the thing hooked on some painting supplies. That was a little dangerous, but not too bad. Not too bad. And this is where the dry brushing is gonna look a little jank. I don't know why. For some like these prints, like conceptually look good, but like all the little bits on them are a little goofy. But that's fine. Once again, this is not my best work, but it needs to work. That's all that really matters. Let's see. How you doing, Jay? What do you call an insectoid enemy torture in a game? An antagonist. Legion on day. Oh god. Oh yeah, were you not there for that when I made a Warlord Zinj emote because I'm deranged? Other VTubers will get nice emotes made and I'll just get fucking Warlord Zinj. You know that ever popular character we all know and love. I don't know why I'm iterating this. We all know and love Warlord Zinj from the Star Wars EU. But you know, there's people out there who are not big Zinj heads. You're not unzinged like I am. Christ. Well, thank you for the glasses, so I look extra dorky right now. Thank you, Zetai. Big stretchy. Oh, okay. So I think I was like 1 year off, like 1 or 2 years off then, from like actually like useful History Channel, because like I said, I was all in that era of like aliens and Nazi super weapons and whatnot, which once again, great entertainment, but like not like over the course of my life, I'm fascinated with have you guys ever heard the idea of information that makes you dumber? Like information that makes you dumber is legitimately like one of the pillars of like how I just grew up. A lot of info that makes you dumber. This is not done, but I'm gonna switch to one of the other ones and then maybe come back with like that once it's dried a bit. The USA, let's go. Let's see. You're not wrong, but even then that's like maliciously dumb. I mean like stupid in a whimsical way, like Bibliotheca Pleiades kind of stuff. Like I see where you're all coming from, and I don't disagree with you, but what I mean is just like objectively stupid nonsense, like conspiracy stuff that's not like QAnon tier, but was like I said, like alien stuff and like violet, not violet, what is it, like indigo children, like that kind of thing, where it's like, what is this? Or like the people who think that if they sun their buttholes, they get more energy from the earth, or like Spirit Science Guy before he went all in on AI in a move that has like, I'm not surprised he went AI, but like out of all the dumb bullshit, I thought at least crank conspiracy nonsense would be kind of dodged by some of that, but then no, I'm not surprised. Oh, I'm sure I don't hate Douglas MacArthur a lot. Probably accurate on that. That's what I need to get eventually. I'm gonna need to get back with a smaller dry brush to try to get these like little in-between areas. And then I probably will use an, I don't know if I'm gonna use an enamel wash would make sense on a lot of these. for sure. Definitely need to like batch enamel them though, because otherwise it's gonna take fucking forever. See all the fucking lumps on the back because of the print, but that's fine. That's fine. And instead of just listening to my how good, thank you. I mean, I hope you look. You know, I understand that I'm a very pretty man, and like that's what a lot of people are here for. But I do work hard on my paints. Yeah. That guy, the spirit science guy. Yeah, I mentioned that like he straight up at one point started trying to make his own like AI created anime, and it's I've never been sadder. It's the most depressing bullshit. Because like there is a branch of like not conspiracy people, but like people like there are like it's kind of weird because there is like a like for a while you would think that everybody who's like love and crystals and vibrations and like health food crunchy energy, like those people can tend to go like those would become like the real fucking like they were already real fucking nutters. But they're the ones who can get into weird, like, AI is a manifestation of God's love and has given us the creative toolbox to express all of our dreams. Like, those that's a thing that can kind of show up sometimes. It's like, oh, God. The worst. I'm going to do a little bit. Where's this? Yeah, listen, I know I'm pretty, but... Let's see. Also, like, a couple of their... brush and like let's get a couple on there. Also, I could use the smaller brush so I could actually get like some of this bullshit in here. I still like these triple based ones. I think that was a good idea and I don't regret it. Yeah, I can zoom in a little bit. So actually, I'm gonna be switching back. What from this is wrong? Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I do have to imagine how many people like. I know people are like, we know that the Assassin's Creed games are like, you know, not real history. Leonardo da Vinci was not making assassin weapons, but I do wonder how much that it's like people are just like, that doesn't seem like an unreasonable thing. Like that's probably right. That's probably like one of the few actual infos, and you find out they're like, oh no, that shit's fucking wrong. Yeah, I see. That could be it. That could be that they could be manifesting that as they're like. See, if anything, if you believe in the collective unconscious, I feel like you should treat AI as like the devil, because it effectively like shuts people off from the collective conscious. They're just not conscious anymore. They're just like run my life for me, AI. So like, but you know, it's also it turns out when you bring up like weirdo cranks, they're not very consistent in their beliefs. Guys, it turns out weirdo cranks are weirdo cranks. Crazy, I know. Absolutely shocked. Absolutely shocked. Also, Lurkerwin, enjoy your lurk. How you doing? Secret Society. I mean, I feel like there's like gotta be like a decent amount of secret societies these days. I don't even know if that's special anymore. Let's see, also let me get this note before I do more dry brushing. Most movies stuck to actual. Oh yeah, no. It's probably because a lot of actual history is just kind of like probably too brutal a lot of times, to be honest. Gotta get my I need to repaint my dry brush palette is like solid gold now. I gotta be a little bit careful on that. Yeah, let's go. Let's get those beautiful, beautiful sides. Terrified of Freemasons. Real. I feel like out of all the societies, I feel like Freemasons gotta be pretty low at this point. It's also kind of crazy because also a lot of the conspiracy theory stuff like we'll do all that, and there's the whole kind of thing about like, you know, like the secret society thing, but then like the Epstein list will get released and they're just like silent. I'm like, oh, okay. But anyway, about my actual conspiracy theories, and they'll just kind of ignore that. But new people. Oh, okay. Okay, so there's like robo-rolling. Like on one hand, I'm vaguely actually I have no idea what Roland actually did. I assume it was bad, but I have no actual knowledge on that. That's still gonna be a really weird thing though, because like he was like the creative, like he was kind of like the creative guy behind it, right? Seeing someone just kind of like keep running. Then again, I have to imagine after a while, Rick and Morty just sort of became like a weird autopilot thing where it's like Oh, wubba lubba dub dub. Yep. Rick is mean to Morty. Alien science bull. Oh, God, fucking. A really unfortunate little scuff bit in there that I did not scrape up in time. Same here. I can fix that. I can fix that. It's gonna require a little bit of bullshit, but scrape that out. I think a bad scratch is still better than like. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like these were just kind of exported in a way that were like, I don't know if these were fully optimized for 3D printing. No, it's why I keep my Skittles in there. I keep my Skittles in there. Do you not keep your Skittles in your Predator? That's fucked up. Got a little bit of black primer I can just quickly paint on those two little bits I scratched. There we go. That's good, guys. Oh yeah, that's kind of why I assumed that a lot of Freemason stuff are just like dudes just like chilling, I guess. Ah, come on. There we go. So I'm just gonna leave that for a while and come back to it later. Rabbit hole trying to Mark 6 ones. I think they exist. I know. I'm fairly certain that Mark 6 Marines at the scale exist. Let's see. Let's do another quick dry brush of the Rhino. So this one could probably really, I think just anywhere where I can see like noticeable like little scuff marks. It's not going to be perfect. Once again, I think a lot of this is just going to be like, what's that? But this is very much like the good, like perfect is the enemy at good, and I'm shooting for good. How you doing, Galarian Libertine? How you doing? I'm like Galarian, whatever. No, Galarian is a very, very strange PlayStation series about psychics that use drugs to use their powers. My skills in the lane right. Oh, fuck. That's a better idea. I can hold more Skittles in there. Fuck, why am I playing 15mm? I should be playing Inquisitor scale 54mm Warhammer, because if I scale up my Rhino to match that, I could put so many fucking Skittles in there. I give it so many Skittles. Fuck. I will say, like, if you have no interest in the game series, and I've not actually played any of them myself, they're kind of like Resident Evil style horror games. Galarian's Rion is a anime. It's kind of interesting. They basically, like, you know how like some people take like Metal Gear Solid, all cutscenes, and like stitch them together to like Metal Gear Solid, the movie. Galarian's Rion is that, but like official. They from what I understand, I think they just took some of the cutscenes and just kind of like added a little bit more connective tissue. And tonight I paint rhinos. There we go. Doing paint chipping too. I actually don't know if I'm going to do proper chipping on that or not. God, it's so much fucking brighter on that side. It's fine. Oh yeah, the Ink 28 is it's very interesting because it's that community in particular is one that I'm technically part of. It's kind of grown from like we're playing Inquisitor at 28mm to like we're doing a lot of like weird outside the box bullshit. So like it's basically the scene that I enjoy the most. It's that kind of like DIY attitude and kind of like you don't need to paint your minis like the box art and like kit bash the fuck out of everything to like make it truly yours. That grew from that scene for sure. Actually arrest 2 young people then oh fuck. Okay, so he did a lot of bad shit then. Good to know. That's one of those things I'll probably forget at some point, but that is good to know at least for right now. Not good. So how you doing, Astro Wolf? How you doing? Let's see. Some more Skittles goes first. Oh no. But then there's just like one guy at your shop who's like, he always goes first. And you're like, huh. That's something that I kind of wonder if like that would actually be. I don't think I've ever really done like an informational stream, like a lecture style stream, which is odd considering that I have many very specific autistic hobbies. That might be fun just to kind of like very, very, very quick dive into the Ink 28 scene, just to like maybe show some of the early stuff. I would definitely need to like research a bit on that. That could be a fun idea. Because there's also places that like don't really exist anymore that were big. There's like a place called the Ammo Bunker that used to be a lot of stuff that was really big in there. Oh shit, looks like it's ad break time. I'll see you guys shortly. All right, we're back, and the answer the most. You can squeeze the most ads in there. Let's see. Skatari femboys. Now, what does that mean? What does that actually mean in this context? Story streams we should check out historical sites. Oh, that's pretty cool. It's pretty. I know there's been a couple. I know. What's it called? The like. I know a couple lectures. I know Picky did one on Iblord, which I have bookmarked. I still have not gotten to. No, KK did one on Denpa that I've watched once. That was pretty good. All right, we're back from ad jail. The rhinos have been primoed. I don't fucking know, and start working on the lads now. So lads are pretty good. So what I need to do now is start getting some red on there for the shoulder pads. So I'm just going to be using the Proacryl burnt red as a base. I'm just going to start knocking out shoulder pads. Let's go. This is what I need. YouTube really likes this. Out of like, anytime I put my playlist into like random mode, this song always comes up like pretty early on consistently too. Oh yeah, did you? Yeah, you said somebody did that. Do you remember who they were off the top? Yeah, and I know Congo used to do a lot more of those. But he is retired, I guess. What's it called? I wouldn't mind doing a couple of those. That could be fun. So it depends on. I need to see how much, especially because like, I will fully admit that like a lot of stuff for the Inc. 28 scene, I don't know how much of that's gonna be easy to find. Like a lot of that is unfortunately might just be like Instagram tags and like dead, what's it called? And like dead links and stuff. But if I can at least give people like a general idea, I think it'd be cool. I can also show off other people's minis and stuff, which is nice. Because like there are a lot. They're like it is legitimately because like I think people who do like Golden Demon style painting are really talented. But I always find the people who do like the real cool fucked up like kit bashes and stuff. Oh, that's like way off screen. Oh, Cleo! Oh shit, yeah. Okay, I know Cleo. Matte painting woman. Every now and then I raid her when she's doing Total Warhammer stuff. Yeah, I didn't know she did actual lecture stuff. Maybe she still does too. I don't know. I don't know how busy she is these days. I'm curious. Why 5th edition? Like, hell yeah, going back to older editions is pretty legit. I'm just curious. I've as somebody who's not explored 5th edition at all. What is the appeal of 5th? I guess I could also always ask Amantis too for advice as well. That's something I need to do more. Is like reach out to my peers for stuff, and for not even for like collab. Just like, hey, advice. How does one does this? I see 5th edition 40k from YouTube side. Because I know we're currently playing 3rd edition, but we might be bringing in a couple of like, so like especially because like early on the style of codices is very different, where it's like, late 3rd is to early 4th is a whole different beast from like early 3rd, which also means that like the Chaos Space Marine Codex from that era is from the 3.5 one is really nice. But it also means our Marine player who just plays like vanilla Marines is like, well, you get like the very first codex from 3rd. It's not going to be nearly as cool. Not even like powerful, like cool. I'm gonna get like phone this up close to my face just to get a little bit of that pauldron bullshit. There we go. Nothing too bad. Oh, how you doing? Yeah, no, Lancer Fox. Lancer's pretty legit. Oh, okay, so it's just nostalgic too. I would say some of the new stuff from 11th does seem kind of neat. Once again, I maybe I would like to get a game in at least once. But I right now it's not immediately on the docket. Like we're currently like my local scene's doing that thing now. We're like, I wonder what the next game after Mordheim is going to Necromunda. It's like, oh, that might be going. Though we'd probably be using the OPR version of Necromunda because like modern G-Dub's Necromunda is fucking insane. There's like 1 million goddamn books for that game. Like, what the fuck? Seriously, the Necromunda rulebook bullshit is like fucking crazy. Just like wipe off, or did I just do that really? This is probably legitimately gonna be the time-consuming part of this build, but that's fine. So, like I said, today is a very self-indulgent, I would like to get this done stream, so the more I can get done, the better. Is the best. Ah, gotcha. As long as, like, I still want to use the 3.5 codex for my guys, because I know the 4th edition Chaos Codex is, like, a lot less spicy and interesting. Like, I remember, because, like, I actually ended up buying a White Dwarf from that move to like, they were like, check out all of our cool Chaos models, and, oh, did you think the last codex was too confusing? We've made it much easier. I'm like, no, but I like the autism crunch. I mean, I'm going to be real, though. As somebody who's actually played with that codex, a lot of options in there are just like never going to be used. They read cool. They're basically fun flavor text. And I don't even mean like in the like I have to be optimized and sweaty. I'm like, I don't know why I would ever choose Bionics on any of my guys as like a point sink when I could give them cool demon powers or cool weapons or like cool god marks and stuff like that. I could just give him a bionic leg and just be like, well, he's got a cool bionic leg and I don't need rules for that. Or like veteran skills even. Like there's so much cool stuff that like, where it's like, oh, you can give your guy a horse. That's neat. And I enjoy that. I'm very curious how many in the grand like scheme of things actually ever got a horse. Like whoever put their Chaos Lord on a horse in 3rd edition, you know? But then again, maybe I should look at the 4th anyway. Maybe it's not as bad. Maybe it's not as bad. Who's trying to retry? Oh, okay. So it was childhood games. Still, fuck yeah, let's go. Going back to older editions is pretty legit. Oh, so they dropped. So that's another thing where they dropped it really late. Okay, so in that case, I'll just still rock my 3.5 one then. So we'll maybe play 4th. The Marine guy will play the 4th edition. I'll play 3.5 because that was still valid for most of that time period. And everybody wins. Yippee, let's go. Plus, that's the nice thing about playing with like people that I know. I could be like, hey, can I do this thing? And they'll be like, yeah. Can I do this? And they'll be like, can I do this thing? I'm like, yeah, sure, buddy. Hell yeah. We're here to have fun and do cool things. And how you doing, son? How you doing? Became an objective for the space. We'll see if we went down. Other effect. Oh, that sounds fucking rad. When was all that? Oh, it's on 4th. Oh, there we go. Still sick of you. I'm doing pretty good. Hopefully you start feeling better though. I am. Also, I'm a little like, oh man. Today is the last day of my. Well, technically my vacation ended, and this is just regular weekend time. I'm not looking forward to going back to the cage, but like, unlike every other time that I've had like a vacation like this, I feel like it wasn't wasted. I feel like I did cool things. And I wrote them down in my little cool things journal. So it feels like I did pretty well. I don't feel bad. Did I play a lot of Slay the Spire? Yeah. I'm at that point that I just casually uninstall and reinstall that game. It's just a thing now. It's just part of the dance. But yeah, the Iron Cage of Slay the Spire real. I know, like, if you check out New Recruit, there might already be pre-made codices for older editions. I know a decent amount have like been backported because certain nerds really like their armies and want to kind of bring them back. Yeah, I think like the little shoulder pads are definitely doing a lot of nice work here, making them feel more complete. It's like I gotta give them all red shoulder pads. And then I'm eventually gonna highlight them with a brighter red. This is just a pretty light burnt red right now. I'm also debating, like, I probably will go and get the eyes. Something I want to maybe try doing. Hey, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good, Soldat. Enjoy your lurk. Do what you gotta do. I will continue to be painting bullshit. Where it's like, I know, maybe I want to try that thing where you use oils, like an oil white, because you can kind of like wipe it off a bit easier for glow effects. Or I could just do like a little red dot in there later. I don't know. I'm considering my options. Okay, so I can couple little scuff bits on here. I don't mind. Once again, this is such a chill. Also, how you doing, favorite printer? How you doing? Want to get raw? On there. Let's not do something. Well, how you doing? But yeah, this is like a nice little part too. It's like, it doesn't really matter too much. This is like just like a fun thing for, I think people will still play it at the shop after the event. They've been playing it a lot before the event. I can just kind of keep it in its own little box and just like pop it out whenever I need to. And actually, this is another nice thing too. This entire army fits into one of those like really useful boxes, but like the small ones. So I could actually totally just like rock up like whenever somebody's like, hey, let's play Heresy. I'm like, okay, or like Bad Up. I mean, it's using modified Heresy rules. I think like the Scots. I don't know why I decided to emphasize that, but I think there was like a Liber Maelstrom, which was made by the Scottish Heresy scene, which is what we're currently using for this. Even though that's also not 15 millimeter. That is done in just like regular full scale, but we're doing 15 millimeter because it do be like that. One of these days, I might try one of those. Eventually, I will consume a Frey Bentos, and I will truly ascend. I will surpass the mortal coil and become like a truly etheric being. Until then, alas. I gotta get a little bit of metal too. I also like debating if I want to just like cover the bolter in like Black Templar contrast and maybe like dry brush some of the metals over it. I don't know. I could take like one of the singular dudes, whatever. No, so like the nice thing once you get to smaller scales, the idea of like multi-basing is just kind of a fun thing to do. Like, this isn't a game where we're going to be like really like anal and competitive about like unit placement. And like we have like we have a guy who's playing guard, or actually like in this where it's like you're having like a million billion dudes, and they all suck. But if you fire like a million billion shots, eventually a couple will kill some Space Marines. And there's like super multi-base and these like kind of like cool diorama stuff. So I figured that like if I'm rolling up my a lot of my guys are gonna be in rhinos, so those are the ones I'm gonna keep as individuals. But like for my foot slogging group of dudes, they're the ones I'm gonna put into. I'm just gonna walk them up as this like multi-base unit. Oh fuck! I got. Oh, that's fine. I was like, I got a bolter tip a little red. Like, so yeah, that's why I did this. I think because it just looks cool too. I do think having 3 models on one base inherently looks pretty sick. Especially because this let me actually use like some like height elevation stuff, which is kind of neat. Like once I get these shoulders done, I want to like zoom out a little bit and just kind of show you like the once again like the art like that army effect of like the more dudes you have, the better they like look. They can look really really good. This scale is good for that. The scale is really big on that. There we go. So I'm gonna zoom out. Dude, let's do medium zoom. I don't need to go that crazy. So yeah, these guys aren't done yet, but like look how good they look in a squad, you know? So like put them in a big old chunk like that, and then like, you know, it's a 10-man unit, so one guy's got to like sit off to the side. Yeah, these are all 3D prints, so the price is chef's kiss great. But yeah, no, valid. Because like I will fully admit that like especially like the newer stuff that they're selling like looks cool, but every time I'm at the shop, that stuff just ends up in the discount bin. Like, I don't think anybody there wants to play Legions Imperialis. I don't know if it was a mistake making that Heresy based. I kind of see what they do in like the same way. It's like Heresy is like legitimately one of the most brilliant games in terms of like you are somebody who makes games, right? The idea that you could just sell a box and it's like, oh, this box is useful for every army. Wow. Both the good guys and the bad guys is really nice, and you can't quite do that in 40K. So that means like, oh, we made tanks. We made a squadron of what's it called? Of predators. Cool, everybody can use them. And like, so that makes like inherently doing the epic reboot in the Heresy, that makes sense. But a lot of people who are in the Heresy are like, but I want the big stupid battles with the big stupid minis. Yeah, and you can always use those as bits too. Or like, even though like G-Dubs is like in that thing where like they don't disallow it, but the idea of like, you know, I want my Marine captain to be a Heresy sculpt. You could totally do that. You can totally do that stuff. How you doing, that? You doing? But yeah, I think mold, because like even the original Titanicus was like, if I remember the lore of G-Dubs, the original Titanicus set was and I mean like old school, like they basically invented the Horus Heresy for that box as a way just to kind of like cut down on like models needed to be made. And I think that was still during that era where it was like General Horus, like Primarchs were sort of a thing. Like if I remember right, I think like Lehman Russ has been around for a while, but not necessarily as a Primarch, and I think like Lionel Johnson has. Early 40K stuff is like a weird fucking like it's hard to I've read bits and stuff, but it's fallen out of my brain quite a bit. Ultra is good. Luckily this Pauldron is so much the worse that like I just gotta get a little bit of red on there. I just have to hint that this is red. And then the big thing I'm doing is I need to get a slightly bigger brush because I'm painting the shields red as well. Because I think that's just going to inherently look pretty nice. Let me get like a nicer big brush for this. There we go. Good times we had. Hell yeah, let's go. It's like, it's once again, like, I think that's pretty clever in terms of like, at the time you don't have like infinite capacity for production. So I get why you would do that. Look, there's like a little mold too, whatever. The scale has like, it's just gonna drive me fucking nuts with all these little bits that I just do not miss until I start painting. Do not see until I start painting. Go back there. Skills for the probably. So I'm not gonna say that Golden Demon is like slightly rigged. So here's my explanation on that, because I sound insane and or jealous. I think everybody who wins Golden Demon are genuinely skilled painters, and I don't think anyone like doesn't deserve their wins. But it's kind of like one of those like pretty open secrets that G-dubs. I'll get all the shields in one go. I'll have this brush out. That G-dubs typically prioritizes models that have like been released like recently. Because to a certain degree, like, I think, like, Golden Demon is the premier, like, kind of, like, painting competition for miniatures. It is also part of the advertising arm of Games Workshop. People will buy models because they see a really good Golden Demon paint job. And they're not going to be like, oh, I can paint exactly like that. They'll be like, oh, that's a sick model. I want that. So, like, when you show up with something that's, like, you know, maybe a little bit custom sculpted or is, like, an older thing, like, you could be really good. And if you're really good, you'll still place pretty high. But like, think of it like this: you're in Golden Demon. You're voting. You're in Golden Demon as a Games Workshop voter, like employee. You're judge. There we go. There are 2 paint jobs for 2 models. Both of them are done at like let's say in all regards they are tied. Like they are perfect equals of each other. Let's say one of those is what would be like a good old model. One of them is a Ultramarines tactical squad using all firstborns, all official Games Workshop sculpts, nothing out of the ordinary, like nothing crazy, no 3D prints or whatever. How you doing, Shadow? How you doing? And the other ones are a new model kit from the Primaris range that was released 4 months ago. Who do you think is going to get voted on in this regard? The Primaris one every time. So that's just kind of what it's like. So like when it comes and like because it's done on a per game basis, like could you paint the old Mark IV Marines and make a really good looking dude? Yeah. But you know what's a big model that came out recently? Demon Primarch Fulgrim and Angron. Yeah. You'll notice patterns like that. That's why, like, if you check out like Crystal Brush or like any of the like more independent ones, like, mind you, they're going to be inherently have some more variety because they're not like stuck to G-dubs like material, but you'll still see that too. Yeah. Games Workshop will send the snipers directly to your house. Oh yeah, for sure. Because like, I mean, there's others. Like there is like the Crystal Brush, and there's a couple of others that are like done. Or like sometimes like other companies will have like, you know, ones for their own stuff. That's not that big of a deal. I'm not even being like, I can't believe Games Workshop does this. This is disgusting. It's just inherently like, when you sign up for Golden Demon, you are entering a painting competition, but you are becoming marketing for Games Workshop. You are marketing Games Workshop property when you do this, with all the fun that comes with that statement. So yeah, you'll tend to see, if you look at a Golden Demon entry, it's not 100%, but you will tend to see very new sculpts, especially a lot of the same ones. So that's just kind of how it is. That's just kind of how it is. But yeah, it's I will fully admit that I also don't actively keep up with non-G. I don't even really keep up with Golden Demon. It's not like I go out of my way to look up Golden Demon stuff, because like, you'll find out if Golden Demon's happening, you'll just find out on social media. I might have seen the boat. It's just it's hard for me to remember specific entries other than like, every now and then I do like to bust out that most beautiful perfect skink, the most perfect skink that ever lived. I find that one really funny because that one is just like, yeah, no, that's like Apex skink. I can't like, if you're going for like maybe like a more darker, or like if you're going for like a more subtle tone, like, yeah, there's other skinks that can look good, but like if you're like, I want the platonic ideal of what a Games Workshop like. That's also a thing too. They also do tend to like, you know, be like a lot of the techniques that get used on there are very much like ones that like are very like non-metallic metals, very, very bright and poppy. Yeah, the apex skink, exactly. And it's like, it's, you know, I'm very much like, I'm not a big fan of non-metallic metal. I'm aware that it is a skill, and like if you're good at it, it makes something look insane. Tim, yeah, Jonathan J. Jonah Jameson skink. Get me pictures of Croxagore Man. I was trying to think of like a shorter name, and then Croxagore Man came out, so I just decided to lean into it. Oh, hold on. So let me see if I can find this picture. Let me get this shield real quick, and I'll get that out. Damn. Looking nice, my dudes. So yeah, let me see if I can find you the skink. It's a very good skink. I know I have it saved, but I don't have it. Let's see. Oh god, I'm also realizing that this is like this is from 2022. Oh, there we go. All right, let's get this one. So yeah, this guy. Get out of this folder. I've been trying to like save. I want to do some redo stuff with like my visual aesthetic. So I've been doing a lot of like, I'm not making a Pinterest board, but I'm shoving things into folders. But yeah, so like this guy, this is what I'm talking about. It's like, it's, yeah, so, cause like some people got upset because like, here's the thing too. Like I'd see, do I still have that page up? I think I do. So like, I'm going to show you the silver entry. And I don't think the silver entry is bad. And I actually think if we're talking about pure preferences, I prefer the second entry. But here's an interesting conundrum as well for judging. Oh god, your buddy's going to be locked in that for fucking ever. So this is the silver entry. It is a Sigvald non-metallic metal, real fucking shiny. Now the question is, does a model need to be big dick like model to be good? Like I said, this is very much like a perfect skink in all regards. You got the good shine on there, all the metals look good, there's a lot of vibrant colors, the base looks really good. It's pretty locked in. And but people, I do think people genuinely got upset because it's a smaller model. It's not the big dick like centerpiece model of that army. So I think there was a little bit of drama there. Once again, that is the platonic ideal of the skink, but I will also say too, like I mentioned, like these paints are getting real drippy. Hold on. I prefer the Sigvald there. I think the Sigvald looks nicer visually, like to my own personal tastes. Not a bad issue. Like it's, I mean, like let's see. This paint's too thin. We're getting a pool for some of these. Check out a little bit. There we go. I think I need to thicken this up a little bit. Yeah, true, exactly. You could definitely find some stuff. Yeah, the base could be like, I don't know, better maybe, or maybe like have a little bit more variety. Yeah, the fact that the guy got like lens flare down was kind of legit. But yeah, no, I will say that like favoritism to newer models aside, the idea of judging painting is so fucking rough. We've done like little community showing stuff, but like I don't think if you guys are ever like, all right, I'm doing a painting contest, I will vote for all of your stuff. Like I will rank all the Halbuds' minis. I don't think I could do that. That would fuck my shit up, you know? See, yeah, exactly. I'm gonna be honest. I prefer to like, I was sold on the promise that 40k was your dudes. I don't want to play Gilliman. I don't want to play, like, I do want to play Knights, but like, you know, I can give up Knights. Here's the thing. I love my Knights. But like, if it was like a return to tradition, but all your Knights explode, that's fine. I had fun painting them. I'm okay with them exploding. There's definitely, basically like every bit of this red's gonna need at least 2 coats, and that's fine. And pins. Oh shit. Oh yeah, did they like run out of pins or something? I know occasionally there's always some drama with G-dubs, like Golden Demon stuff. There's that one guy who did like an AI generated background that I think eventually got his shit disqualified later, which is good. I think that's a precedent you gotta set early on. See, the thing is, like, I'm okay with Calgar. I'm okay with 1. I'm okay if every army has like 1, like, named character that like your opponent and you agree to have named characters and you bring them, and that's it, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. It's like if you look at a modern Ultramarine list for like a competitive thing, and it's Gilliman, it's Calgar, it's Titus. He's got the full Wardens of Ultramar. He's got the Victrix Guard. Maybe depending on the era, Uriel Ventress and Kato Sikaris are also in there. That stuff, I'm like, oh god, that's so much. That's so many named characters, you know? Yeah, so yeah, maybe my local group who plays 3rd edition might switch to 4th, because it does sound like 4th is pretty nice. Also, I'm not gonna lie. Once again, I like a lot older G-dubs games in terms of creativity. Some of the rules are fucking stupid. Oh my god. I've been enjoying Mordheim, but every now and then I'm just like, oh. Like, I think what drives me nuts about Mordheim is that there's like an objectively good way to build a lot of warbands. Where it's like, oh, cool, you bought all your heroes with your free daggers, and then maybe like a club or club equivalent. Okay, time to buy your henchmen. Also, all these will have very obvious correct choices. Haha. Like, oh, okay. It's okay. It's as flat as possible. Hell yeah. God, I hate the fact that my brain was like Petan Ragnar Blackmane, which is a combination of words that is wrong. Incorrect combination of words. Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's kind of legitimately my thoughts, where it's like, if somebody was a Golden Demon guy, like, how I'm going to paint your entire backlog for you, I'd be like, no, don't do that. I like painting. I like doing this, even when I'm like, this is for a quickie bullshit project, and I don't mind if it's a little sloppy. I'm still the one making it sloppy style. I'm okay with that. I'll just pull the business sides. So yeah, I remember, yeah, because like 4th edition Tyranids had a banging codex. I know the 4th edition Marine one's pretty good. If I use the 3.5 Chaos one, I should be fine. There we go. Yeah. Wait. They do have the... Wait, so that... But they do. Both of us have official Games Workshop rules. The thing is that they're from the expansion, like the Town Crier stuff. Those, I believe, Shadow Warriors are 1A or 1B. They're both within the range, though, that if you brought them to like a big Mordheim event, people would be fine with them. Maybe not Shadow Warriors. Shadow Warriors are kind of really fucking good because they're a very high quality shooty army, and they can spot hidden a lot better with their superior elven senses, which is kind of rough for a lot of people. No, so Town Crier is, for a while, Town Crier was like a Mordheim magazine. It's all good, Cole. Take it easy, yo. This thing over. So like, it's like you would go to the Town Crier if you wanted like expand. It was basically like White Dwarf. So it's like, oh, this army had like White Dwarf rules. Yeah, I also think Force. Yeah, I like Force org charts because I find that they're inherently self-bound. It's tricky though, because Force org charts, a lot of times it's like, okay, are troops good? Bring as many troops as you can. Are they bad? Bring 2 small baby back bitch, like minimum units of troops, and then just kind of go ham on everything else. So it's like it's definitely hard to balance. I don't know if going entirely away from it was a good idea. I think that the way they did for Heresy is stupidly complex, but I think it's interesting, you know? So here's a, let's see, let me see if I can grab a picture of this. So like I'm running Clan Eshin. They are 1B. They were in the town crier. Like if you check Broheim, they mention where they're from, but like hold on. See, let me pull that up real quick. I have a pre-stream. I basically during this vacation have not read any 40k audiobook stuff, and I need to finish the Ravenor trilogy before I do literally any other book. So let me go to my Dropbox and get a picture of Clan Pestilence. I'm gonna take a funky little screenshot of this. This is just gonna be a really short. Hold on. Fuck off, AI summary. Acrobat's like, hey, you know that PDF you want to read? Did you actually not want to read it? Like, no. Why would I open? I guess if you're like business brain, then you're like, oh yes, I don't like reading documents, but I'm not. Fuck you. But yeah, here's what a page of the town crier look like. Did I say that right? Maybe I didn't. Hold on. Shut the mate. Million degrees. It is warm where I'm at, but I got the lights on. I got my gloves on. It is hot. Oh, I put that in my inspiration folder. That's like it. There we go. Hey, look. Like proper photocopying magazine pages with like lore and info and stuff. So it was legit. It was legit. Let's see, I wonder if it would actually, yeah, I've never actually seen a cover of the town crier. Hold on, let's see if I can find that. Oh, I've only seen like, yeah, town criers. No. There's a fandom wiki, and I need to be like, no. There we go. Yeah, Town Crier is a series of article and magazines for the Mordheim game, first published in the White Dwarf magazine, then published independently from issues. So yeah, there we go. Mordheim content was then pushed to Fanatic magazine, which was basically Fanatic magazine was just basically G-Dub stuff, but for the specialist range games. So yeah, all the Town Crier stuff was done in-house. So like they're official, they're real. Now some people were like, let's stick to core only or whatever. So, and that's valid, you know, especially if you're like starting off new. A lot once you get out of like, they don't necessarily get better the further out you go. They definitely get weirder. I'm gonna wargaming. This is hot. I don't think that's true, but sure. Have accused of fraudage most. Oh no. I have to imagine that's one of those things that might be different in the UK. Oh man. Yeah. But yeah, no, yeah, so yeah, they're official. Okay, yeah, well, the thing is, like, I agree with you. I do think the Heresy version is neat, where it's like, oh, you bring, like, a specialist, and they bring their retinue of, like, things that are thematically appropriate to that specialist. So I think that's cool. But I can see why people would not think that's cool. I'm also, because it just makes online list building a fucking huge pain in the dick. Because, like, most list builders are not built for that style, so you have to kind of, like, kludge together something that sort of works. I guess I find, like, I still think that the new recruit doesn't have proper Horus Heresy 3rd edition support. Even now. Unless things have, like, really changed recently-ish. Oh. Hey, look at the lads. Yeah, basically all the shields and these stuff. So this is another, I'm just going to zoom out again. So these are not these are not done at all. But also, like, now that I got the red on there, Bam. Look at that. Look at them. Look at the lads. Hell yeah. Doesn't need to separate the ones that... Oh. What the fuck happened here? I think it's just because this red keeps getting like really, really like thinned. I might have thinned it too much. Probably actually could just drain a little water out. Yeah, I should be doing that a bit more with this. Yeah, So I would have warned you, but it didn't cross my mind that like people wouldn't know what that is for some reason. So I just didn't say anything. Yeah, oh yeah, do they have a like? I never considered that they had like the Warhammer app for Heresy. I know a lot of 40k people just stick with the like current version of the 40k app. There we go. Your shoulders are first base coat, base coat, base coat. You. There we go. I need to make sure I get all the correct shoulders base coat and whatnot. There we go. There we go. There we go. And yeah, you have all learned. How you doing, Newtown? Jesus Christ. Let me zoom in a bit more too. Hold on. Now we're going smaller scale. Also, I don't need the big fucking pestilence thing there. Oh fuck! Hold on. I accidentally deleted the entire scene. That could be bad. Let me remove those. These aren't super relevant on there. Yeah, the more you know. Appropriate John Gondor reaction image, indeed. And a crime we all aspire to. I don't know about all, but like, yeah, if that's what you're into, go for it. I'll follow your art. Yeah, the Blood Bowl magazine. I do kind of wish I got a like. I actually don't know if any of these specialist magazines made them over to the States. I do like that the US White Dwarfs, you still have like list of like various LGSs from back in the day. It's actually probably like, weirdly enough, I have to imagine a lot of issues of American, I mean, not that the British version doesn't have this for like UK equivalents, but like is an index of a lot of like LGSs. Like some of them might have just entirely closed down, and that might be like the only permanent record of their existence outside of like maybe some like blog mentions or just like the hearts of people who used to go there. Which is very interesting from like a preservation standpoint. It's fine. I think I also need a little bit more paint in this. A little bit more red. A little bit more drank. Oh yeah, same. Like I think even like once again, a lot of my knowledge of my like modern 40k list just comes from me browsing Goonhammer, and I know they play competitive. But like sometimes you would get lists that like you'd be lucky to see like one intercessor squad in there, which is like the current version of the like tactical squad more or less. And it's just like everything else is just like crazy bullshit. There we go. This is a good. This is the good thickness. But yeah, it's like I said, I've only really played 3rd edition, so like once again, not a perfect game by any means, but it's been going pretty good. Hey, how you doing, Fred? I feel like it's been a hot minute. How you doing? How you doing? I am painting itty bitty warhams, 15mm warhams in particular, because my local scene's doing a big small event. Like that joke never gets old. Maybe that's just. Oh god, I had the biggest old man. I've had the biggest old man moment in my life for a while. I'm going to say this, and a lot of you guys are either going to be too young to understand, or you're going to be too old that you get it. I've been on a Primus kick lately. I've been on a fucking Primus kick. I've never really listened to, like, a lot of the discography of Primus. So I've been doing that. I've been kind of fucking with it, I'm not going to lie. Primus sucks indeed. Fucking why? I like it. I'm not gonna lie. I like the weirdness of the lyrics, like the weird, the thick chunky bass, like the fact that a lot of the stuff has like that old 90s style like gross out MTV like claymation animation, which I love that shit. that's what I think. I think I like My Name Is Mud, and I really like Bob from them, which is a really fucking like bummer of a song. Mr. Crinkle too. It's I will say that if I listen to Primus for too long, it does kind of blend together, but I guess that could really be said about a lot of artists. But yeah, no, I've been enjoying Primus. And like I've heard, because like, you know, like John the Fisherman and some other stuff over the years, like I've been aware of Primus. I need to show you the impetus for why I started getting into it. So I thought Taxiderm was pretty legit. I need to go through my list of Primus songs I bookmarked to like listen to later. Oh, fuck. That's fine. But there was I'm gonna be honest, there's a very specific Blue Sky post that kind of got me to check them out again. It's really funny. Yeah, they're really distinct. I kind of dig it. But let me see if I can find this, because it's really good. It's really, really good. I need to find this picture. Buddy. Oh, I'm on Twitter, that's why I can't find it. Alright. There we go. Fuck off, Wet Pete. Yeah, honestly, same. I think the original is from like Tokyo Ghoul, which I'm not gonna fucking listen to. So it's this screenshot, and this is from a YouTube comment, which I was actually able to find on Winota's Big Brown Beaver, from a Japanese guy. I don't understand English, and I'm sick in the hospital, but when I came across this video and watched it over and over again, which made me feel even worse, and it's so good. It's such a good response, and everybody was like, "Hey, buddy, Primus sucks. Welcome aboard." And I was just like, you know, I haven't really listened to Primus like with purpose before. I never sat down and listened to Primus. I've only passively enjoyed Primus. So when I was building the models for Armageddon, I was listening to Primus, and I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I think I like Primus. Like it was just like casual, like just listening to a little like Shake Hands with Beef for a while. DMV is a really crazy song of theirs, where it's just like apparently like, I don't know if it's true. This could be just apocryphal where somebody were like, I think Les Claypool was like, this song is too complicated, we don't know how to play it anymore. And that's like one of those like bullshit myth making things that could be wrong, but also consider that like how crazy the bass is of their songs. Like they got like thick. I don't know what a better way to describe a lot of like Primus bass stuff. It's just thick. They got thick bass, like thick and gross bass. Oh Jesus fuck! I'm. Yeah, you know, I had a boring life. I had a heart attack. Well, I'm glad you're doing better. I'm glad you held on kicking and screaming for life. So hell yeah, let's go. Yeah, take it easy though. Yeah, I enjoy your lurk. I will continue to be painting, and do not worry. Do not fucking worry. But yeah, no, that is a. And like, here's the thing. I was and continue to enjoy myself listening to Primus, but like, I think objectively that's the oldest I've ever felt in my life. If that makes any sense. Like I've listened to like a quote unquote dad rock, but then like I'm just sitting there listening to Primus. A lot of their songs are from like. It's also that weird thing too, where it's like, if a song is older than me, it doesn't really register. You're like, yeah, a lot of songs are older than me. That's not bad. But then I'll see a song from Primus from like 1990, like the year I was born, in the tube, and I was just like, oh, okay. All right. Can't help but get it. Yeah, it's like, I understand the Primus sucks mantra, and it is really fun. No one changed that. That's beautiful. I like that they can go like Primus sucks the entire audience, and they're like, fuck yeah, let's go. Like yeah, no, they got a sound, but also somebody told me I hate Primus. I get it. I totally get it. I totally fucking understand someone's like, I find Primus like weird and disgusting and I hate it. And every song of theirs sounds like hideous noise. Like when the fucking like the Grinch is like all that noise. Like I get that. I would not even argue. I'd be like, no, totally understand. So how you doing, Fuber? How you doing? Chapters of music reference. If I'm something that isn't older than me. Yeah. I don't know what you would use for a new one. Like I'm thinking I'm super detached from popular culture, so like I don't like. You know what's really weird too? Even if like something that like I would still kind of have a grasp on is radio, where it's like, oh okay, I'm gonna go like I'll be out and about and I'll hear the radio playing. And I'd be like, that's usually in like, even though a lot of people don't listen to radio for new music these days, they still generally play like the most generic pop hits. Like I would expect to see new music percolate in there, but I feel like every time I'm in contact with radio, like out and about, no, it's like the amount of times I've heard Usher's "Yeah" compared to like a newer song is kind of surprising. I'm like, this doesn't feel right. This really doesn't feel right. But then, like, I'm also willing to admit too that, like, I don't think a lot of people are listening to radio outside of like, really. I guess radio is just for businesses these days, you know. Like, I don't really know people that just like listen to radio. Like, they'll have music that like they got music on their phone. And it's not like you're I mean, there's probably are like underground college radio stations and stuff still, but like, I don't think you're getting that a lot these days. The music isn't real. It's made up by the government. But yeah, no, like, and like, there's like a couple places where it's like, I went to this like kind of a pizza place and they were playing like fucking Metallica, like radio hits. I'm like, yeah, no, that's fine. I get it. That totally makes sense. I'm not surprised by that. That's like, yeah, I'd expect to still like go to like, you know, like a store or something like that and hear newer. I guess I'm also like not really going to stores that aren't like completely silent. I mean, you know, they're just not playing like music outside of like an Arby's, I guess. I made the mistake of getting Arby's after getting the Armageddon box. And you know what? It was all right. It was fine. It was fine out of 10. I need to really get cracking on that fucking Armageddon. I'm also like, I'm not sure yet. I still need to figure out what to do with the orcs. I'm gonna be looting the orcs for a lot of body parts. Yeah, the Armageddon. I don't know, it'd be a good way to implement the words beef and cheddar into a 40k context. But I was like, I'm gonna just like, you know, after I get the Marines done, that's the big thing. Getting all the Rust Vultures painted. That is the big goal of this. But I'm still gonna have like a lot of orc boys. I was reminded of this image recently-ish. And this might be the way I'd go. I don't know. Let me show you a picture. How you doing, Huggy? How you doing? I'm working on 15mm Warhams. It's going pretty good. Not gonna lie. Oh fuck. Wrong button. I brought the explosion back, by the way. It's real. It's fixed. Ah, big stretchy. I was going to imagine like, I feel like conspiracy stuff would go hard on like a short range radio, you know? Well, kinda. Like I could use them for yoke fiends, but here's kind of what I'm thinking about. Let's see. There's a very specific image. There we go. There we go. Fuck off, WebP. Why do you like this? Let me see. Here we go. I forget which codex this is from, but these are like a bunch of like Nurgle orcs. And I'm like, I can make this work. That could be kind of cool, you know? Especially if I'm going to be taking chunks off of them for like taking heads for trophies and like taking their weapons. I got a bunch of those like dredge marines that I could print out for like if I need some body parts for some like rusted weapons and whatnot. I was like, that could be cool. Also, like if you like look at my screen, you get to see Marie Kondo and Primus and Ewoks. So like sometimes I do wonder if like I'm not gonna act like my taste is like elevated, but I do have to like my taste is confusing. Like all these things coming together, and it's like listening to Ime Yon like music, some decent stuff. Yeah, I don't recall it being from the. Oh, you know what I think it's from? I think that might be from the Demon Hunters Codex, because they have like weird variant armies for like if your opponent. Because that's really funny, because it's like, oh yeah, we made an army that fights a very specific unit that is just not very common in the game. I do like that they had like some like in some of the White Dwarfs they had like a kit bash to make like a Tau Demon Prince, which was kind of fun. I think it was a Zinchian Demon Prince. I think Tau and Zinch are actually kind of a fun fit together. But yeah, that might be from that. I have that book. Maybe I'll check that during the ad break. Actually, ad break's gonna be soon. I'll have to be careful of that. But yeah, I was like, I could functionally use them as Plague Marines for 3rd edition and just give them like all melee loadouts. I don't know. Because I feel like all the orc stuff, that's because like I'm gonna be stealing the battle wagon, like not the battle wagon, the fucking mech. I'm gonna be stealing the motorcycle thing, which I'm gonna probably run as that like Primaris like ATV thing. I'm gonna be taking a lot of weapons. I was actually thinking for the the new Weird Boy has like that kind of like scattered like wires and stuff coming out behind him. I was like, oh yeah, I can move that over to the Psyker from the set for the stuff. Also, what's really cool, I found Gravis like bird helmets, like beaky helmets that I'm gonna be using for the Eliminators, which I think is gonna look sick. Let me see if I can get a picture of those because they look really nice. Let's see, somewhere on Colts. I have to verify I'm human. That's fucked up though. I'm an elf. Let's see. Downloads. There we go. I also made the light brighter just to kind of until I get those side lights coming in. Man, when I look up sometimes. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like the fact that if Kroot didn't get anything, they're probably not gonna. Yeah, so check it out. Like check out those the Gravis Beaky helmet. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I can keep the beaky thing with my Eliminators and not have them look too weird. I'm running out of space. Sure. Let's tuck it up there. My image hubris. But yeah, no, cause like, unfortunately, I could be wrong. But here's my thought. Kroot got that like big box, what, like 2 years ago at this point? And if I had to guess, that's probably all they're going to get for maybe like 2 more years. And like orcs haven't even got like big, like Squiggoths get name dropped in books still, but they have not had a model for a while. So I don't see that being likely. I mean, you could probably get one and then put guns on them and be like, oh, this is like not broadside. Like one of the big fuckers, like one of the big fucker equivalents. Just like have a great Narlock and just give it some guns and use as a proxy for that. But because otherwise, I just don't think he's coming home. Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't think. I mean, they've done worse before, so that's not that surprising. Like I'm, at this point, like G-dubs will just do shit arbitrarily. A Gorkanaut. Usually could use like I guess I could use the Squiggoth as a Gorkanaut. I don't know. Like I said, I'm probably gonna get like a cannon for that and use it as a Primaris tank, if anything. Yeah. That's true. It could be. I will say that is fair. The Kill Team Nemesis has opened up a lot of very neat, like my brain wants to call them reprints, but yeah, where they're like the big singular boss. that has been a good way to kind of like bring certain models back, like refreshed. I do like that they've introduced that new tech into their production pipeline. Now, whether that's gonna stay or not, I don't know, but like, I also wonder if I need to go directly from this color to, oh god, that guy got really golded out. Yeah, these guys are definitely getting an enamel wash at some point. I don't know if that's gonna be like a tonight thing, but like, you know. What I need to do is get them to the point that if I forget to do anything further, I can still work on them. Oh, I'll see ad break. See you guys in 3. All right, we're back, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I did legitimately get up and confirm it is indeed in Codex Witch Hunt, not Witch Hunters, Codex Demon Hunters from 3rd edition. That's where that orc pick comes from. I was like, that text looks really familiar because like I own, actually like a decent amount of 3rd edition. One thing I don't have right now that I kind of want to get because like I'm curious what the rules are like is City Fight. I do want to get City Fight at some point, which is like the kind of earlier prototype, like more kind of skirmishy kind of game. But also like this polka song made me remember. I actually like watched a HoloLive kind of like long form clip thing for a while, and the first time in a hot minute actually, because like there's that I kind of was aware of this game, but I didn't really understand what it was, that like Mecha Chameleon. I think it's like the first time I've seen a friend slop game where I'm like, oh, this actually looks like fun. For context, it's a game where it's like, it is what's what's it called? It's basically like a hide and seek game, but you can like draw on your body to disguise yourself. And like technically you get more points if people see you, like if you're within their field of vision. But they don't actually notice you're there. So you're not encouraged to like clip into the geometry or hide up high. But like you kind of, it's like ideally you want to do that. Codex City 5 is one of your favorite. Ooh, fuck yeah, let's go. I don't think I've actually properly looked at it, weirdly enough, but like I've heard some people in the Hive Scum podcast mentioning that they were gearing up for like a city fight thing. I'm like, oh yeah, that kind of sounds fun. How you doing, Bunny? How you doing? How you doing? Hey, Bonnie, do you like Primus? I'm curious. We were talking about Primus earlier, and I have to know. I have to know. But yeah, that's like the 1/3 edition codex I still need to like get a hold of. It's not like expensive either though. That's something that I do like, is that a lot of times older codices that aren't like a lot of those like miscellaneous books like Xenology or whatever I would love to get, but those are like $1 billion. Oh, see, that's I kind of thought it would be something like this. I was curious. Yeah. I'm down for an Unkslop weekend. Yeah. I can be social. I can have fun. Yeah. Like also, as long as I know in advance, so I can like schedule around it, I'm pretty flexible. And I need to know what the grudge is, though. I do need to know what the grudge is. But the only thing I can't do is like Final Fantasy 11. Like I don't know if that's what they're playing, and I don't think it is. I just have too many. I have too many friends who can play Final Fantasy 11 because they got way more time than I do, and I do not. I do not have MMO time. There we go. I mean, I'm like really crunching through these guys. Couple little scuff bits were like. I also got the. Good doing things with it. I feel like this is you. I feel like this is you being sneaky. But yeah. I'll run basically any TRP. My thought on TRPG collabs with VTubers, if like I will run basically anything. Like I'm gonna be honest, I'd run 5th edition if somebody like genuinely really had the need, as long as I can get a group together. Oh, that's fair. I will say that is a very specific grudge, Bonnie, but like I appreciate because it's really on brand for you. Now, I'm kind of sad. I'm sad I missed like primo MTV. Like it was on when I was alive, but like my family didn't really watch it. No, it was that Primus. I was mentioning that like there's this comment on a YouTube thing that someone caught where this Japanese guy was in the hospital, totally sick, ended up finding the video for Winota's Big Brown Beaver, watched it like a bunch of times and just kept feeling worse. And that got me to like sit down and go through the Primus discography, which is insane. But like I've been vibing with it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying it quite a bit. I mean, I've done games with chat before, and I will do them again. I've been doing this post-apocalyptic one. I've been reading this book about like a Civ builder post-apocalyptic game that I think would actually be like pretty easy to run as a group too. Let's see, there you go. Reason, really interesting. Yeah, that's like. There are like the funny things where it was like finding channels that were like entirely fuzzy, but on like certain nights you could see them. There is that little bit of like cable mystique that is just kind of lost, and it's in the same way that like arcades still exist, but arcades now are just kind of like a big like all the greatest hits arcades, or like Japanese rhythm game arcades. The kind of arcade where it's like you don't know what you're going to get. Like I remember discovering Soul Calibur 1 in an arcade at a movie theater, and I was like, what the fuck? And just have like a formative experience. have a formative experience, and then just like, oh, that was entirely arbitrary and random. Oh god, yeah, no, that like when I was sick, that's peak Zabumafu and Wishbone time. You don't watch those shows when you're healthy, you know. Check it right first. Oh yeah, Goblin with the Fat Ass is a pretty solid one shot. Like a lot of good one shot. I've been really itching to, you know what? Actually, I want to run. I want to run Gamma World again. I've been fiending for Gamma World lately. I don't know why. I've been just feeling it. I've been feeling Gamma World in my jelly bones. The Wizards of the Coast Gamma World. So I'm jelly. You had good cable. We had bad cable. All Real Monsters only in Spanish. Ooh. I can see All Real Monsters fucking in Spanish though. That feels like a show of like the lady, I cannot remember any of their names, but the lady that's kind of shaped like a candy cane. I feel like her voice in Spanish would go incredibly hard. I can see that. Let's go. God, Gamma. It's super fun. I at least play it or try to run it once, but Bonnie, it's worth it. The stupid playing card mechanic the trading card mechanic is really dumb, but luckily enough people have dumped the entire list of those online that you can kind of just run it as like an RNG like power generator thing. I remember for a while my family had like we only had we lived in the fucking boonies for a while. And we only had basic cable because like we couldn't get, it took us a while to get satellite, and then like we were just too far away for anything else. There was a lot of like watching like Eliminate and like various like CSI Miami and other stuff like that. God, Eliminate was just like, that's a dating sim trash. No, just like dating show, just absolute fucking slop. The worst shit. But it's like, oh, these are the DVDs I got, so whatever. I've already watched Invader Zim, Monty Python, The Holy Grail, and the first two, and the seasons 2 and 3 of Red vs. Blue. So much. I'll watch Eliminate. Fuck it, you know. I agree. I remember like, because it was really only that and Special Victims Unit that I remember seeing, and like, spoilers, Special Victims Unit's a lot less fun than CSI Miami. It turns out the CSI about sexual crimes not as fun about as opposed to the tropical murder one, you know? Wow. I'm sure everybody's shocked by this news. Oh yeah, the fucking that was like one of those like really early internet memes, like the fucking sunglasses and then like the CSI. Yeah. So that's a fun meme vintage, you know. Yeah, like that's another thing. It's just like, yeah, cable was just expensive for a while. Like I missed out on a lot of primo. Like it took a while before we could get Cartoon Network. And when I did, I watched Adult Swim, and then it changed the trajectory of my life forever. But like, yeah, like I could never like follow Dragon Ball Z like all the kids at school because we just didn't have steady Cartoon Network. So I was like, oh, Cell's cool. I saw him like once, you know. So I don't really have a lot of like procedural crime drama like favorites or whatever. So I'll believe you on that. I know there's like a new one called The Pit that's apparently all right, but like, I really don't watch TV anymore. I don't even really watch like prestige television. I do feel like one of these days I need to watch The Sopranos. I do feel like one of these days I do need to sit down and watch The Sopranos for some reason. I couldn't even like, is it weird that I can't even really articulate why? Where it's like, it's the bits I've seen from it seem funny and everything, but like, or interesting at the very least. Maybe funny is not the right word, but like, I don't know. There's this like weird lingering like old man urge of like, Hal, it's time for you to watch The Sopranos, Hal. Like, do I? Yes, Hal. You gotta watch The Sopranos. Let's see. All right, so let me zoom out. So, in inventory of the dudes, the lads. Check it out. Once again, not done. Oh, they don't. I mean, ignore my big fat ass, but like, look how good they're already looking pretty good. Oh fuck, this guy's just missing a pauldron. Let me fix that and start doing some secondary coats and whatnot. The lads are real. Goodbye, lads. Oh, Nathan Fillion would do a good shithead. I could see that. AI dubbed Chinese drama. I have to imagine that like I don't think I actually watch any like Chinese dramas. I also don't even really watch any K-drama either. I do remember years ago a friend of mine was like, "How you have to watch Dream High?" I'm like, "Okay," and we watched Dream High, and I retained none of it. I retained none of Dream High whatsoever. Nothing in there stuck. All right, so here's like an interesting thing to test. So this had one layer of red. I need to see what happens when I do a second layer of red. Okay. Yeah, the brass monkey, those funky monkeys. Yeah, okay, yeah, so secondary coating is definitely necessary for all these. All right, so we painted portraits. This, I have to imagine that, like, in terms of just, like, I'm glad you guys like the yaps, because in terms of actually getting stuff done, this is the very most, like, all right, I do this mechanical thing a million billion times, but hey, there we go. Put you aside. Oh, let me get the fucking shields, too. Let me get the shields another layer coated before I get too deep in this bullshit. Grab various shield nonsense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 10. There we go. Hey, I mean, I also like the yap, to be fair. The vehicles, which I feel like the vehicles I might do. I mean, I could do another layer of paint on some of the vehicle stuff, but eh. I'm kind of just gonna ride the wave of getting the dorks done. Is there technically the biggest part of my army? The lads. Yeah, so yeah, let's get a proper layer on the shield bullshit. Yeah, and then I want to go in with a brighter red too, because I know inevitably when I do the enamel wash, it's gonna darken the fuck out of all these, which I'm okay with. It's something that, like, I need to get used to the fact that, like, I actually think, like, doing those, like, the orcs, which people really like those orcs. Every time I show the cruel boys, like, people are like, "Yo, that skull in the back is sick. Did you do that?" I'm like, "No, those are bone stock." I think if they were, I don't know if G-Dubs could have advertised the cruel boys better, because every time, like, a lot of people at the time didn't like them, but when I show them to people, they're always, like, really jazzed about the way the cruel boys look. They're like, "Oh, they're cool, like, lanky Lord of the Rings orcs." I'm like, "Yeah. That's the benefit." I don't know if maybe like orc body diversity took off these last couple of years or what. We've got. I will say the new Armageddon box has some good orc shapes in that. There's some very good orc shapes in that box. But yeah, so yeah, I guess I might do Nurgle orcs for the whatever the mangled bits are going to remain. Because, like, I could maybe find the other option is I could find someone locally that, like, could use the boys. That's probably true. I could be like, "Hey, because it's like I don't really need the Nurgle orcs. I did need the set for, like, everything else, for, like, for the bits to rip from those. But, like, the Nurgle orc project almost, like, this is something that sometimes I end up feeling these, like, obligation projects. Like, when I have fun painting Nurgle orcs, yeah. Am I doing that just because I got spares, you know? That's true, yeah. Because there was a while people, like, the Games Workshop was like, "Hey, we're redoing a lot of orcs," and they're like, "Yay, cool." They're all beast snagas, and they're like, "Oh, those are fine, but not what we're here for orcs, you know." We kind of like Orc Classic. I will say that the new box is pretty good at Orc Classic. A pretty solid collection of that. Yeah, well, I also think I will say that, like G-Dub's doing that thing too, where they're like, "Oh yeah, there's no shooty boys or there's no choppy boys. Every boy can be choppy and shooty." Like a sentence that sounds insane, but, like, that was just, like, a really good move to do. Like like, because, for context too, the old kit was kind of fucked because they did one that was half melee and half ranged, and, you know, at the time, as people were wont to do, they would run them in, you know, all shooty or all stabby, because that just made sense, you know. If they have pins, oh, that's fucked up. Fucked up. Imagine orc safety. But yeah, the fact that like now that they've kind of like went less insane. Yeah, they got orcs come and shooty or stabby. Yeah, it's a really good change. And it also means that those older kits that were awkward are fine. I mean, you won't have as many cool weapons as the newer kits, but that means you could scoop those up and like have a full squad like you're fucking supposed to. You know? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you have 200 boys. That's a lot of boys. You have I mean, you probably already had a viable orc army or to some degree. But yeah, you got like a more reasonable army now. You could do dude spam with the right stuff. Yeah, so like, yeah. I'm sorry, Steve. 14 beat you onto that joke on YouTube. Hey, points replace their pistols with shooters to make them shoot a unit. Oh yeah, so this doesn't really seem worth it then. I don't know. Then again, I don't really play orcs. On paper, I should like orcs, but nothing about painting them has really super excited me. I think it's just because I'm just such a fucked up chaos boy at heart that like that kind of gubbins. It's just like inherently. I mean, you know, it was a solid attempt, but I'm just credit where credit's due. Where it's just like I like my chaos bullshit too much. I say that when I'm painting loyalists, but like, you know, this is also for the Bad Ab War, where like you kind of have to do loyalists versus loyalists. Like there were chaos raiders and stuff, you know. Well, the thing is, like, I've painted checkerboards on orcs before. I actually think checkerboards on orcs are fine because, like, you know, you don't have to be accurate with orc checkerboards. A shitty orc checkerboard is just as in character as a good orc checkerboard. Now, a Lamenter's checkerboard will make you crave the sweet release of death. Because if you fuck up a Lamenter's checkerboard, that's not how that's supposed to look. That just looks bad. You know? You're the mob of special state. Yeah, exactly. Pretty legit. Good job, G-dubs. Making occasional good decisions. Oh, what's the good trick? I do wonder if you just like printed out like a checkerboard pattern and just painted directly on top of that. Just had one for black checks and one for white checks and just kind of eyeballed them together. How you doing, Nintendo? How you doing? I'm painting Itty Bitty Horus Heresy. Itty Bitty Horus Heresy. Oh yeah, 3D printed green stuff texture. I mean, you could also do that too, to be fair. That is also an option. But yeah, I don't know. Like that's what I'm like, well, could I chaos out my orcs to make them more like palatable for me personally? Yeah, I could. Could I also maybe find somebody who wants the orcs and could use like, I don't know, the scraps and then like 20 boys just to kind of like make more orc army that they will love and cherish? Maybe. I don't know. Back on the Plamo train. Hey, fuck yeah, let's go. Yeah, that's just like, there's gotta be like checkerboard stencils if I really need it. I really need that. But yeah, and at least, like I said, at least with the orcs, I think shitty checkerboards actually are kind of like fun and thematic. But yeah, I got a couple of projects. I'm still torn. I'm like, do I want to do 3 mini painting streams next week, or do I want to do or do I want to do maybe like 2 painting streams and a terrain stream? I think the terrain stream is going to be mostly me fucking around with a glue gun and stuff. Yeah, that might still be fun though. Fuck it. I'll probably do like a Mordheim terrain making stream for Thursday. I will need to go into my local hobby shop and buy some wood. I need to get me some of those like balsa wood planks that you can use. Except again, hey, fuck yeah, let's go. That sounds pretty legit. As you can use a lot of balsa wood to do a lot of heavy lifting on it's like, so like I got like that amazing digital circus box, which is actually like weirdly perfect size for a Morheim building. I can make square ruins, I can make a whole thing, I can just kind of do whatever. Because like Morheim style buildings will look good for mini photography, but also just I can bring them to the shop. So I think there's a benefit for me, like Oh, I already have a bunch. So I bought one of those gigantic things of coffee stir sticks for my work at the guild, and whenever I use one, I collect it in a little cup, and then every now and then I will bring that cup home. I don't know if I brought my cup home yet, or if it's ready to bring home yet or now. But like, do I have an example of those? The problem with my new setup is like there's things I remember in my brain where they used to be at. Just go to the local market, have wood for sheep. Oh yeah, no, I have a ton. I have a ton. Don't worry. I could also like, I could just bring the box on. I mean, I guess I could order more. I don't know. I'll see how many I need. Oh yeah, this is extra red. And the big thing I need to figure out is what the fuck to do with the bolters. Yeah, let me set this guy aside. I'm gonna try a thing with the bolters real quick. Because once again, this needs to be quick and repeatable. I have contrast black Templars. Now by the way, Oh, that's not okay. So you know what I did? I thought my thing was dried, my wet palette. I thought it was dried, and I tried to pop it out, forgetting that earlier in the stream, what I did was used primer to fix the vehicles. Oh yeah, was that like a Eric's Hobby Workshop thing? That sounds right. I know a couple of people are really big on that. I got my little dropper bottle of contrast black Temple. Get like 1 drop for now because this is for a test. I want to take your bolter, the thin brush that is synthetic because I don't want to get the stuff in the barrel. Actually, I don't think I actually probably do that. I think I vaguely recall what you're talking about. But super thin. Super thin. That's not bad, actually. I mean, the other option is just using black paint, but this does go on... Oh, God. This does go on pretty quick. That was, like, way too thick. Because I could do that. Hey, there we go. I've definitely, like, outside of, like, what's his name these days? Trent miscast his, like, permadeath video. I haven't really kept up with a lot of hobby YouTubers. But he's definitely one that, like, I every now and then I'll migrate my way to. Let's see. Contest was in. Good boys from content side, a bunch of spare bits. I think the Paragon is good. Oh, dammer. Dammer? What do you mean, oh, dammer? I'm trying to say, like, damn and bummer at the same time. Oh, dammer. I'm inventing shittier insults out of the pieces. But yeah. And I haven't. There is also a guy called like Devs and Dice that does a lot of good Mordheim terrain too. Like I was checking his stuff out recently because I do have cardboard. I got foam core. The funny thing is I'm actually just making cardboard hills because I got a bunch of stuff. Was he actually wearing it? I actually don't think I've watched that video. I just saw the thumbnails. Like I might come back to this later. Oh, Jeffrey Dammer. Jesus Christ. There we go. Need to get like... how deep in the back do I gotta get? Actually, like, not really. I just need to imply that these guys have, like, back-painted pauldrons and I'll be fine. Medium density cardstock. I think so. I might, actually. The big thing is I've been hoarding cardboard for terrain reasons, so I got to use some of that. But I also got foam core. I also think I need to get a low temperature. So I got a Ryobi glue gun, which I think is only high temperature. But goddamn, that thing is nice because it's, you know, I can just use those Ryobi batteries I also use for like my vacuum and some other shit. Technically, the battery I used for my old lawnmower, but like, I say old lawnmower, I still have my lawnmower from my old house. It's just like on a balcony, but it's a second story balcony, so it's safe. Could somebody climb up into my house like spider monkey style and jack my mowing supplies? I guess so. I'd be very confused. I don't know how they'd get it down, but they could. Yeah, I think I've seen Whitelock's Armory around. There's also Haunt's Wargaming is pretty solid for that kind of stuff too. He also did a really good video for like, you know, people do those makeshift fans where they like they'll take 4 air filters together and glue them in like a square, and then they'll use a box fan on top of that to help like remove a lot of particulate stuff. He did one of those, and like honestly, that seems like probably something I should get one of these days. That sounds pretty legit. Yeah. I gotta mow my balcony one of these days. Scrap phone cord. I could. The thing is, like, I don't know my local sign making business, but like you're right, that is like a good way to get like free shit. I also know that like a lot of people who do like miniature like people who do terrain, as a kind of like big reoccurring thing, they'll go to construction sites because they'll just have like big things of insulation foam that they're just like going to throw out. You're like, hey, can I like throw that? Can I take that? Because anything you take is less shit that they got to carry. So they're like, yeah, okay. We're going to throw it out anyway. There is nothing pure in this world than asking for something that someone is going to throw away. You'll make them happy. You'll get a free thing. It is the best. It is the best feeling. Nothing will ever feel that good ever again. Should I paint your knees? Actually, yeah, I should paint his knees. I'm not doing knees for anyone else, but the chaplain's going to be mostly wearing black anyway. So the more I can kind of like, I don't know, like Minotaurs out the chaplain, I guess. Get like a little bit of red in there. Bit of garbage. I mean, yeah, that's the thing is like, I think for me, the probably point is like I'm pretty, like, I'm an adult. I can like schedule my own things and like do my own doctor's appointments and whatnot. I'm not like, a lot of VTubers are kind of bad about that kind of shit. But like for me, it's like asking for foam cores where it's like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if I have that quite in me, but we'll find out someday. That's true. You do have to make sure it's not like turbo poison. Fair. Do your due diligence and whatnot, but hey, free stuff. Get this, and then if I contrast paint all the bolters, and I can go back in and dry brush the metal bits, or probably not dry brush, probably just like overbrush a little bit. Like I get the shoulders, and like the eyes, I could probably poke a little bit of white in there, a little bit. That might be an off-stream thing though, because I'm gonna like, these guys got some. Fuck, there's another pauldron I missed. God. Base. How does asbestos end up in basing sand? Oh god. That's a little worried. I found an old thing of G-dub sand I had. So like I have my own sand, but I found that like when I was cleaning my closet, I just found a container of G-dub sand that's like maybe like has like maybe like a fourth of it left in there. I was like, oh yeah, I'll start using that. So all my minis are looking better because of the asbestos I put on them. Oh, okay, that makes sense. All my hot asbestos minis. That's fucking wild though. How does that happen? I guess it might be like a factory thing. Do people still, because like I know asbestos is kind of like fallen out of favor because it is cancer lettuce. But like I guess there's still probably a use for it for like industrial things. Maybe. Oh, okay. Okay, I was gonna say I'm using regular ass sand, so I should be fine. Tastiest sand. It's the forbidden cotton candy. It's cotton candy you can eat once. Hey, no, Mantis, how you doing? I'm working on my 15mm Minotaurs because my shop has an event coming up and I want to make sure that I could roll up into that event with a fully painted army. So I've been working on a lot of pauldrons. Yeah, it's like, I think it's like one of those things that like if asbestos wasn't like super cancer causing, it's kind of one of those like miracle materials that does a lot of cool shit. It's just that one of the uncool shits. God, I missed another one. One of the uncool shits it does is cancer. The uncoolest shit of all. Yeah, we're talking about you for like doing like lecture stuff, because there's like I don't think I want to do it like go crazy ham. How you doing, Sugi? How you doing? Welcome. On doing lecture stuff, but like I think it'd be fun to make a stream about the Ink 28 scene, which is like a very indie kit bash DIY make your own shit kind of scene for like Warhammer stuff. It's not dead, it's still active actually, but it's one of those things that like typically you don't really know what it is until you stumble upon it or someone tells you about it. And you know, maybe I could be the person to tell someone about it. Picked up a ton of copper. For what reason? I know like you're always doing stuff that like there's, you know, you're doing a lot of like proper like DIY home stuff, and like so I'm curious what you're using it for. I believe you have a good use, but I'm just like what is the copper being used for? How you doing, Pepper Walker? Welcome. Look up, I throw it in the fire because it's asbestos. Oh god. Like, hello guest, time for turbo cancer. But yeah, I think that'd be neat. It also would be good, like I mentioned, to like, there's a couple of places that were like instrumental in the scene that like, I don't know if they're still active or not. Like there was a forum called the Ammo Bunker that everybody I know who is really, really, really into like this like weird mini freak shit that I'm into, like speak at this place with like reverence. It's like, I'm always sad that I missed out on like, I know that it's got a reputation these days, but I would have loved to see what discussion was like back on The Forge. So for context, The Forge was a place on the internet where like people were doing it for like RPG theory discussion back when, oh yeah, if you got any info, that'd be great. So like a lot of it was people like kind of getting really aggressive and sniffing their own farts until it imploded. But also you got a lot of people who would go on to make really, really cool games and kind of like steer a lot of like the way certain games would play. Outside of like, I play D&D, I got Axe, I'm making a worse version of GURPS. That is all TRPGs are. So like, I'm sad I missed out on that. You only hear about the Forge now spoken in terms of like, usually not good. I have to imagine a lot of people got into like really heated arguments about that. Like, if you've ever heard the idea of what's it called, the like GNS theory. I don't think it gets mentioned a lot because I think either a lot of people have moved past it, or it's like a lot of people are just doing 5e like ports of games. So like, who gives a shit about that if you're just doing 5e? It was like gamist, simulationist, and narrativist. So like some people like, for basic ideas, some people like TRPGs from like a gameplay mechanical feel. So like they would like Lancer because like it feels good to have to build the mechs and you got the options and it's fun to play with the parts. There are simulationist things where people are like really, really big into the idea of like, this game can simulate life. Oh, I woke up today and I will lose like 1d3 hunger points, and then until I'm satiated, I'll have X penalty. This is like way more kind of like, a lot of simulation stuff is kind of fair. Maybe these aren't like the best examples necessarily. Like the simulationist one is kind of me like shit talking it a little bit, but it's also like it's that style of like having like a really like, you want to simulate life as much as you can through the game, and then you got narrative where it's like mechanics don't really matter. It's like, do the mechanics push forward a narrative that is interesting? And that's where you kind of got that, like, what would probably become like the Powered by the Apocalypse people, where it's like narrative first, all things go towards the narrative. You should not be rolling dice unless it has like a really good, an interesting effect on the narrative. So it's kind of a very rough background. Like I said, I was probably a little mean to simulationists, but like a lot of times when you see like the excess of like the 70s, 80s, and 90s, classic rock, no, for like TRPG design. Like, Fatal is a simulationist game. It's a bad one, but it is a simulationist game, for sure. Yeah, oh, the thing is, I have to imagine it was, like, probably, like, not that dissimilar to early TG, but, like, people were getting, like, real heated about, like... Because there's also the thing, too. Yeah, it really just turned to theater autist, winning autist, and, like, autist. Or, like, you would even argue, like, board game artists and autists and, like, simulation autists. But, like, the thing is, like, I personally... Oh, conference message. Oh, hell yeah, let's go. Like, the way I see it, I don't think any game should be, like... If you go, like... Once you go way too much in one direction, it does kind of stop being a TRPG. Like, I think there needs to be a balance. Like, for me, a total simulation thing is just playing, like, a hyper-dense simulator on your computer where you just have heavy RNG crunching of stuff. A game that's entirely narrative with nothing else is just telling a story with your friends, which is cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's, you know, you kind of lose a lot of that, like, TRPG-ness to it. And if you go too crazy on Gamish, you are just playing, like, a board game or a war game. And I kind of like when things interact. Like, I like games that are fun to play, but I still like the ability to express myself within the rules. So, like, I would argue that I could not give a single shit about simulation, but I want the narrative and the gamist elements to be in, like, a interesting balance with each other. At least for me, anyway. Yeah, like, I think that's why a lot of people like tables and stuff, 14, where it's like, you do like the idea that things are kind of going about via patterns that make sense. You're like, oh, like, guards will have a routine. Because, like, I will say, there is an element of simulationism that makes a lot of sense. For, like, you want, because, like, if you're playing a game and things just don't feel, like, real, and, like, if people don't act like people, and if locations don't feel like locations, it can take you out of it. It can take you out of it. Like, for, like, I'm totally able to overlook the whole, like, D&D meat points thing. So the idea that, like, oh, you're in a fight, you get stabbed, you lose 6 hit points. That's fine. Like, I can abstract that away, but for some people that's like, yeah, no, that's weird. It's weird that a level 1 character can make, like, a very dangerous fall and just not eat shit and die. Or, like, technically, if you go by the rules, like, stabbing someone in their sleep doesn't necessarily kill them, depending on the edition of D&D. I mean, it could be like a coup de grace if you're doing, like, 3rd edition, all their editions, which is like, you're fucking dead. But, like, stuff like that throws people off, and I totally get it, actually. Yeah, it's definitely a framework, but yeah, some people kind of, like, I think when it comes to any sort of classification system, some people are like, wow, this classification system's really handy, and I could use this to express myself for ideas. And then other people are like, oh, this is my new religious dogma, yippee! And I have to imagine that, like, probably towards the end of the Forge, that's probably, I wonder if it kind of broke out into those 3 tribes, and then you got the kind of typical, like, you basically got 3 tribes with very different, not necessarily conflicting ideas, but ideas that can be at odds with each other. And then you got the typical forum drama where it's like, I don't like this person, or this person made a thing that's bigger than my thing, or like, I made this thing and then someone else made a thing that's very similar. Did they copy me? Is it convergent ideas? And I don't know why the Forge died to this day. Yeah, exactly. Like, you could just stab a level 10 guy and they don't give a shit. And you could argue that, like, the level 10 guy is, like, doing some different things and whatever. They're like hit points are kind of luck and stamina and whatnot. But, like, fuck, I forgot this guy's pauldron again. But yeah, that doesn't bother me. But it bothers some people, and I understand why they'd be bothered, you know? Oh, yeah, you get the whole elf stupid thing, or even, like, technically the reverse, where you can get, like, a smart goblin sometimes if they're just a PC. Or, like, you know, it would be, like, an interesting thing when it comes to, like, I don't know if this is, like, a simulation narrative thing. I mentioned before that, like, the de-evolution of Pathfinder goblins, where goblins previously were, like, a fleshed out part of the Galarian world. They had their own beliefs, they had their own way of life, they were definitely stupid and superstitious and whatnot, but they had a thing going on. They had their own, like, they were a culture, they had stuff going on. And now goblins are a player character race. They're just funny little guys who get, like, subclasses that give them better fire stuff. And so, like, for, like, the world got cheapened as that happened. And that's kind of like a simulationist thing that kind of bugs me, where it's like, oh, this is like the element of like this is a thing in this world no longer really applies because that's not true anymore. It is just now the same thing like everything else. I mean, in Pathfinder, I don't think goblins are short stacks. I think even though goblins have been like player character the fuck up, they're still not really short stacks. I don't think Pathfinder goblins in core really have hot goblins. I'm sure a lot of people make their art of like, this is my goblin. She is big of boob and short of height and big of ass. But like, if you go by a Galarian goblin, like even the new kind of like softer, like more generic player character. When I say PC, I mean like player character. I don't mean like the liberals are ruining goblins kind of thing. But yeah, even those are still kind of like, I'm glad that they haven't softened up their appearance anyway. They're not really. Like legit, once again, I don't mind a short stack goblin. They're fine. They're a fun thing to see on the internet. But that was very much a recent evolution in the way goblins were portrayed. You got little bits of the Corruption of Champions. You got a little bit of WoW. You got a lot of like porn artists. And then now you have a very different thing from every interpolation of goblin that really existed prior to like sometime in like maybe like the late 2000s. Whenever the fuck, I know, I forget when WoW goblins kind of became a thing, and then that kind of led places. But yeah, I don't think that's true. Like I'm gonna like, I need thirsty shit. Oh, his company told him his thing was tomorrow at 2 a.m. Oh, that's gonna fucking suck. Assuming I'm like reading that right. I mean, fair 14. I don't know. Like, I understand a lot of you guys are different types of monster fuckers than I am. So every now and then they'll just be like the most like hideous generic werewolf, and you guys are like, would. I'm like, try harder, I guess. I don't know. It's like I feel like this is just like, I feel like this werewolf could be, I don't know. A funny thing to see on there. They are. I will stand up to that statement. They're fun things to see on the internet, but then once you kind of introduce them to games, other than Goblin with a fat ass, you know, that's appropriate. That is a game designed from the ground up for that kind of thing. If I could also run it in the I keep forgetting I own Busty Barbarian Bimbos. A game that I got really early when Kickstarters were a thing, and I have not ever really gotten a scenario where I could play that. I mean, I'm glad. The person who was Kickstarter early on was like, you know, hey, I'm doing a cool internet thing. This is I am no, like, it's like one of those things where like, hey, I'm nobody, but I want to make a cool thing, and here's my cool thing. And I'm like, oh yeah, I will give you money to support your dream. But I always like those kind of projects. Like oh shit, actually that reminds me. I need to shill someone else real quick. Let me get the thing. I thought we played Carl Lesbians. That would actually be a fun game to run with chat. I'm not gonna lie. That could be fun. That could be fun. There's not a lot to deal with. All right, there we go. Do I own Car Lesbians? I mean, it's free. I probably do. Well, let me grab. Let me find this. Let me find the dude. Assuming that's still going. Link. There we go. Jack King Spooner. I wonder if that bundle's still up. Oh, the bundle's done. I'm sad. So basically, Jack King Spooner's like trying to do a big game bundle to like raise funds for like another. He said to like raise funds for his dreams, and I don't know what he's implying for that. But it's like, oh, I definitely picked it up. So I got a bunch of the Jack King Spooner games. Basically, a lot of stuff that I kind of owned already. But like, you know, I like the dude's work. I'm very excited for Abide whenever the fuck that game comes out. Kind of like retirement home supernatural horror, which with like you know, digitized kind of like custom made like kind of like clay models and stuff. That's all kind of my jam. Let's see, I've got so many So many fucking pauldrons. Pauldrons for fucking days. Oh, I know what I want to do. Do need to get the bolters. Also, what do I want to do for your fucking stick? Yeah, so like, that's one of those things. So like, I played Halo back when it was just like playing at a friend's house, and I didn't really get a good grasp of the story just because like it was like, how we're playing Halo. Okay. What level are we on? I don't know. Fuck it. God, but yeah, every time I hear about like the flood, that's something that I really like about Bungie in an abstract sense. I really like how they do like crazy high concept sci-fi bullshit. So like, I will admit, I am not mentally built to play the older marathons. I get lost constantly. They are not kind games to me. But I love every single esoteric concept that comes with the older marathon games. I love the idea of AI going rampant. I love the stuff that I've seen about like time loops and whatnot, about like a player character, like you the player being a canon character in the game, but in the way that's like not particularly ham-fisted. All that shit sounds really, really, really fucking sick. Is it a good book? Maybe. I have too many books on my docket right now. Ooh, so many fucking books. In fact, I picked up a really weird book recently when I was like downtown earlier. It's basically like somebody made a book for like scratch building art with found stuff. It was like the book was super cheap. And like, it might be cool to like jack some terrain ideas from it, because it's always fun to get like hobby ideas from people who are outside the hobby, because they might have secret insights that just we don't have. All right. Oh yeah, I know what I do. I also do wonder if at some point, I'm not guaranteeing anything. I would not be surprised if at some point I just say fuck it and actually just play through the main Halo games. Like basically all the ones that were like the kind of original Halo. God, I hate those fucking bumps on there. I might use like weathering pigment or something to like eventually fix that. It's like I might as well get some red on this guy too. Way too wet. Get this little decal. Yeah, I definitely need to add some more red to this. Let's see. Probably. I feel like making the doors red would be a good idea too, just for variety's sake. Yeah, I've been painting Marines for like quite most of the stream. I was actually expecting to do more vehicle work for some reason, and I did not. So I'm okay with it. I feel like, yeah, like Master Chief's one of those guys that probably has like I guess he's just really having a bad day. Then again, I guess a lot of game protagonists aren't having like the best day of all time. But yeah, so yeah, I don't know. I wish like I said, I wish I liked the marathon games a bit more. But then also, like I said too, I've technically played through Halo. I know I've played through Halo 2's campaign. Actually, that's not true. Do you, Halo experts? What Halo game was... So I've definitely played through a couple of them. What was the one where it was like, you are fighting this like big Covenant walker? Like big purple Covenant walker. And it's in like a valley or something like that. I'm giving you the shittiest... Halo 2. I've definitely played through the Halo 2 campaign at one point. Like I said, I haven't retained a lot because I was playing at friends' houses. I was a Nintendo babby for many, many years, so I just did not have direct access to Halo. Yeah, the Scarab. Halo Mobile. Fuck off. How you doing, Delius? How you doing? Close to the books. That's kind of cool. I mean, I you know, a lot. I guess 40K is one of those like, oh, the a lot of stuff is like very unreliable narrator nonsense, which is kind of neat. I could see that working for that as well. That red door. They show up pretty often. That could be true. Vicious Guide to the Valley. That sounds about right. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe like, maybe someday. I also feel kind of weird that as I've also never really fucked around with like proper boomer shooters ever. I still feel like one of these days I need to play Doom. I need to play Doom just to say I've played Doom and just, you know, just kind of do it. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I've actually been enjoying not playing video games steady on Thursdays. I liked playing through Half-Life. Don't get me wrong, that was fun. I now know the eternal weeping sadness, so that's cool. Yippee, I love the sadness. Is a boomer shooter just Vietnam? Hey, it could be. I'm trying to think of just like a Korean War video game. There's probably a couple of Korean War FPS. So I did play Bolt Gun on stream. What was really funny to me, this is something that I just never really had the context for. I played Bolt Gun on stream. I beat the first like area, the zone, and you start the next one without your gear. Without like you basically kind of like have to re-get all your weapons. And I'm gonna be honest, that like really deflated my boner in a way that I was just not prepared for. I was just like, oh, all my cool guns are gone. Oh. Okay. And like now I know that's like pretty common. Oh god, why is this paint so? That's like that's like pretty common in terms of like, yeah. Games. Or like of that genre. I'm mostly weird. I do myself like it's like, you know, I probably maybe someday I'll play Alex, but I would need a VR headset, which I do not have. So Alex might be a very long in the future game if that ever happens. But yeah, no, I've been enjoying having Thursdays to be a bit more flex. I can play some short games. I can do some creative stuff. Like I said, I'll probably do some terrain stuff this upcoming Thursday, probably. Don't quote me on that. Cause like I know my plan is to get the Rust Vultures ready to paint on Sunday. There should be Rust Vultures ready to go by Sunday at the very least, for sure. But they are definitely not ready yet. They're definitely not ready yet. I kept doing a thing where it was like I'd print a bunch of stuff and I'd be like, okay, this print of accessories and whatnot is pretty good, but it's missing like one thing that I need right now. I was genuinely shocked. I thought the Armageddon box is gonna have more claws, like orc claws in it. It really doesn't. I couldn't see any. I was so excited that like, oh yeah, I'm gonna jack a claw for one of my orcs and use it for the lieutenant. And I just could not find it. And it fucked my shit up. So I was like, okay, I gotta print me a claw now. Which luckily I had an old Daka Daka store model that just happened to have like a separate claw. Yeah, it's surprising. All the orcs are like axe based, really. Which is not wrong, but like in my brain I'm like, I feel like the power claw is pretty like iconic for orcs, right? So thoughts, students. Oh yeah, I guess that's true. You only really get to see that in the context of the book. That's actually pretty legit. Yeah, someday we'll get back at those combines. But yeah. So yeah, I printed one out, and I also printed out some bionics and some other cool heads and stuff like that. So like they're mostly built, and I just need to sit down and probably I have to imagine that like maybe tonight after stream if I get. So it's really weird. A lot of times on Mondays, my big thing is like I'll do the movie night, and then I'll build out like my schedule and stuff. And if I do that maybe tonight, that means I can tomorrow spend more time getting those like built out, maybe do some more filming. Oh yeah, sure. I showed him a little bit on stream earlier. Hold on, let me get a little bit of red in this. I'm trying to get the vehicles in a decent spot. There we go. Set you aside, and then I'll have another vehicle soon, but let's see. Yeah, here we go. So it's like right now they're pretty bare bones. Like they all have beaky helmets. Let me max zoom real quick for you. They all got beaky helmets that I scavenged from my heresy box. A couple ones I've done some like I basically turned like little like grenades and stuff into little makeshift knives. The knives are from Gretchen. I also use a piece of their like cloaks as like a little makeshift little like dagger hilts. And then this guy was like the comms radio dude that I've also turned that into a knife. And this is from the bigger one of the orc boys. So I gotta like scrape off the back for that. Also, what's really funny, which is the one that I fucked up? This guy. I accidentally swapped, once again, if you're getting the Armageddon box, don't fully remove the pegs. I mean, like the little, like, the pegs. Just clip them a little bit. I fucked up and accidentally mixed up two of their torsos, which mostly works. You can see that, like, the legs are shiny because I had to do a little bit of sprue goo gap filling. Not the worst. I could probably just leave it as is, but I also might do, I might put, like, I have the big box of skulls somewhere in my house, and I know that has orc skulls. I think that would be a nice little detail. Anyway, it's ad break time. We see you in 3. Wow. Ooh. All right, we're back. That's fucking 14. So yeah. Also, these are also I was up. So I found out that the Marines in the new box don't have separatable pauldrons, which isn't that surprising. Honestly, that's pretty standard. But I did print these out earlier. So like these are the kind of shoulder pads I found from. There's a guy who has this like custom homebrew faction that he calls the Kestrels. And it's got like a lot of like kind of like little reactive things. We got some knives. We got these cool little things. They also come in little modular versions that you could just glue onto existing pauldrons. So I want to use a lot of these instead of like, you know, for pauldron decorations. So like one of the modular ones would be like there we go. So it could be like this guy and like kind of glue it like here. That'd be cool. Nisu. Yep. All right. Anyway, right now back to Minotaurs. Still got an hour to do a decent amount of work on them. That's fine. Once again, today was a good, like, I legitimately needed to kick myself in the ass to get this project going. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. It feels nice. It feels nice. But yeah, I want to try to get those motherfuckers ready to paint by at least Sunday. Because if I wait too long, I'll definitely start like, I mean, I don't know. Worst case too, I could also like, if I want to spend more time for the video with the intercessors, because the intercessors are like just vanilla enough that I can really like spruce them up. I do also have where the fuck are they at? Wait, hold on. These guys, the big chunky Gravis boys. I can add a couple little details to their pauldrons. I got these 3D printed those advanced like Gravis beaky heads. I don't know how much really like. I was debating the idea of taking like an orc's like head or two and like tying it on like a rope chain maybe around the bottom of that. Just like a little dangly piece of like a little dangly accessory bit. Gotta do something like that. I mean, it depends on how much an anti-tank rocket is equivalent to like a crack missile. Because like Imperial Guard does have missiles that will fuck up a Marine. Like, it's not that crazy. I guess the question is whether like what's the strength value? I guess it's also funny too because strength values on weapons in 40k are all over the place. Like your average person has a strength of 3, effectively. Sometimes, I guess maybe not average, but like a really good soldier guy. I don't know. I'm trying to bring 40k, like once again, trying to bring like 40k into like physics and logic in real life is just like nothing but screams and nightmares. Oh yeah, I mean, because like that's how you kill them on the tabletop too. Tabletops also, I mean, also the books are kind of funny. Like there's a I think in the not Betrayer. The first Heretic, there's a Custodes that was like, you know, already kind of weakened and caught off guard, but did get absolutely jumped by a bunch of just like cultist kind of dudes. So it's not like anything is particularly invincible. So like, yeah, the Custodes can get murked. Unless you have a helmet. Ooh, true. If he has a helmet on, he's dead. But if he doesn't, he's gonna tank that blast like a champ. As one does. He's got that like 1-up invulnerable save that comes with being a named character. Later on off screen, he will get a bionic that you will never see. Such is the price of being a hero. Oh, 40k, you're a funny franchise. Some more 5 bits. Yeah. Maybe I might even work on these next week too. I don't know. Like I said, the event is at the end of July, I believe. So as long as I get something done before then. But I also know what I'm like when I'm like, I'll paint off stream. I very rarely paint off stream. Off stream is a lot of times I'm using the time to like build models to paint on stream. I know how my brain works. Yeah, I mean, a lot of times Marines will get stabbed in the neck joint because that's, you know, you can't really reinforce a neck super easy. You can, but like not, like I said, not all the time. I keep doing this. I keep trying to pop off stuff on my wet palette. Well, not my dry palette, like way too early. Yeah, exactly. Reinforced by taking the helmet off. Exactly. Now the question is, do I pauldron a little bit with some red? Yeah, let's do that. I need to just get this done. I need to get all the pauldrons done, and I can work on other bullshit. But now I'm going to use a little bit of this bold pyral red. We're introducing a fourth color, I guess? I've used brown, red, brighter red, and gold, and bronze. Okay, no, I've done a couple. I'm just looking at my wet palette, and it's like barely changed, which is very unusual. Like, I could probably reuse this wet palette on next, like on Tuesday, probably. So I get a little bit on there. I use this this brush, which is kind of a little stiff, but I'm getting it all worked out. I do like kind of purposely do it a little splotchy, I guess. There we go. Fuck, that's like way off screen. There we go. So yeah, this is gonna be a little kind of purposely splotchy a little bit, just because I want it to be kind of like, maybe like, I'm not doing like a full dry brush on it, but I just kind of want it to be like a kind of simple little highlighty bit. Is Twitch chat dead? Yeah, they're just chilling. They're just chilling. In my experience, it varies. I've seen YouTube chat pick up a lot more recently. It's been like pretty sizable competition. There we go. Thank you. The Chinatown in the mountains of Tennessee, Apple Asia. I don't hate that one. I feel like I should hate that one more, but I don't. Oh yeah, Jay, have yourself a good night and take it easy. Oh, you live another night. Oh. I was thinking also too, like when I get my new model, some of you fuckers aren't gonna survive it. I'm very excited. I'm very excited for it. It's like I also kind of assumed that like it was like the model was going to be in sort of like a limbo state for a while, because I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find someone to rig it in time, and usually they like take forever to like. I'm used to like rigging queues being like pretty crazy, where it's like, well, I can put you in here and you'll get actively worked on in like 4 months. Because that's kind of what it was vaguely like with the person who rigged my current model. Definitely took a bit. Not necessarily a bad way, but like I was like, oh, the fact that this is actually coming together pretty quickly is like legitimately surprising to me. Yeah, it's a little bit of red's doing its thing. Yeah, exactly. I was surprised, and I was like, you know what? Not bad. Not bad. Like I eventually go back and hit all the fucking bolters with that color, with the contrast paint. This thing, guys, I've been warming up a little to like contrast and speed paints for like regular painting stuff. I've only been using it for glow previously, but it's definitely been pretty nice. So I think I like just got like just the magical amount of like water and paint on here. Look at you! Look at the lads. I say as I pauldron the fuck out of like another. Something that like I don't really process, but like I have at least 30 vanilla marines here. I've painted 60 pauldrons today. That's a lot of pauldrons. Mind you, once again, they're tiny pauldrons. In terms of real estate, these are pretty small pauldrons. Still a lot of pauldrons though, fuck. From Appaloosa. Indeed. But yeah, this is nice. This is nice. Like once again, I don't think I'll ever get like a second 15mm. I guess I don't really know. I could end up playing this scale with this group and just fucking love it. Apparently, a couple of people are actually doing like. It seems to be everybody's doing their like one obligatory Bad Ab War Marine chapter, and then people after that are doing like, oh, you know, I'll do like orcs and stuff like that. Yeah, that is the thing too, where it's like, I think 3D printing has genuinely been like a crazy big boon for terrain, but it does take a fucking while. But using like glue and foam core and like the right texture powders and stuff like that, does like you can like get pretty good progress on there, which is neat. I will say that. Size of the pauldron, that's how you paint it exactly. women everywhere say, I love 60 pauldrons. Ask any woman how many pauldrons they like, and they will say exactly 60. Maybe you'll get the occasional 80 lady. But, you know, you have to go searching for her. Oh, yeah. I was going to say, I've seen a lot of people do, like, really good. I know there's a lot of Tatooine boards for Legion, but, like, Hawthorne would be pretty sick. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you said earlier the 3-inch... I did not respond. The 3-inch... what's it called? Trenches were doing pretty well for you? Hell yeah, let's go. Hell yeah, let's go. I have updated none of my Trench Crusade terrain. I've been really spoiled with the new, like, so for a while when I was playing at, like, the game store, which is a good game store and everything, but their terrain is very, like, 40k centric. It's, yeah, as one does. So, like, I ended up being the guy that, like, you know, I was the one who made, like, early trenches and stuff. But now that I'm at this, like, club, there's a guy who just is, like, absolutely fiending at any given time for, oh, shit. Set you aside, everything. Just, like, absolutely fucking fiending for projects to do. So he'll just, like, print out, like, a whole trench network. Just cause he can, really. Fire accepts a shoot from the inside. I know some people do, like, a couple, like 1-inch, 2-inch things of, like, crate, or, like maybe, like, a collapsed slope or something like that. I think you got a couple of options. Even just some, honestly, even just some ladders. Ladders would be pretty quick. You could just knock those out and just be like, oh yeah, there's some ladders here and here. So I guess if you want to shoot out over it, though, you probably do need, like, a, I don't know, some, like, standable terrain or whatever. Which wouldn't be the worst. Honestly, you could, I wonder if you could layer your older trenches in your newer trenches, too. Or if your newer trench, unless you took the older trenches and just made them bigger, which also fair. Also cool. And that, like, big block of dudes with shields. They kind of, it's like the pauldron in there is just not getting reached. I do need to do a similar thing on their shields, though, which I'll do with, like, a bigger. That's actually probably a good use case for oh yeah, I have a good brush for that. One. Oh, okay. So yeah, you might just want to do, like, a maybe stack of, like, a couple, like, crates or something like that. That wouldn't be too bad. Yeah, I feel like if I was doing my trenches now, I'd probably just make some more. I'd probably just make some new ones. There's, like, a couple. I will say one thing that I think would be a really cool board to do is, how you doing, Fancy Man? How you doing? I'm doing really miniatures. These are 15 millimeter, technically Horus Heresy dudes, but I'm going to be running them as a bad app event for, like, Minotaurs. You know, they got the classic gear. Let's go. But yeah, there's a lore article about that, like, effectively the church's corpse depository, where it's like, okay, if you are, you know, if you're a holy person, you die in the battlefield, you don't want anyone from hell getting a hold of your body. It's not good. But they also, like, because of religious beliefs, won't burn the bodies. No, it's not catacombs necessarily. It's like they have, like, a train system that would just bring all their corpses back to, like, this one central repository where they would be processed and blessed by priests who are just kind of, like, chain blasting through those. And, you know, it turns out that the war is ramping up, so, like, they're falling behind schedule a little bit. So piles and piles and piles of bodies are stacking up. And, like, sometimes you'll just have, like, a dead saint in there. Like somebody that, like, someone from hell would be, like, really really excited just to go in there and grab that for nefarious purposes. So, like, that would be really fun, where you get, like, a lot of, like, trains and machinery and, like, piles of dead people. I think fighting on piles of dead people, like trenches made of dead people, would be kind of sick. What Facebook convention do you go to, by the way? What minis you got available for the contest? I could help narrow the field. I can be a professional decision maker. It's me. I'm John Decision. doing, Noodles? How you doing? How you doing? I'm working on itty bitty little pauldrons. I will say that, like, I don't really watch phase stuff out of Tenma, but I did I have seen lots of people talk about that PhaseCon was apparently really cool. That's neat. It's like a whole that's like a whole ecosystem that I'm not super, like I said, not super familiar with. Every now and then I like glimpse in there, like, oh, this is pretty neat. Ooh, fuck yeah, let's go. Let me get these pauldrons and I will get you in the Manners Fan Club. There we go. I'm glad they're doing good though. As far, like, I know I'm sure they got their own, like, you know, bullshit going on like everyone else does. But I kind of like that they're like a company that's not with the big two that's doing pretty well. I used to say the big three, but fucking VShojo did a VShojo, so that's unfortunate. All right, no, I'll get you in now. Actually, let's go to the Nanners Fan Club. Yeah, if you do not know, this is my snake Nanners. She's doing. She's peeking her head out more, so she's either getting more comfortable with the space. Do I not have you on here? Shit, I might have like forgotten your name at one point. Fuck. Maybe you accidentally redeemed during one of those like big blasts, and I just accidentally missed you. In that case, I'm really sorry. But we'll get you on there now. Let's go. But yeah, theirs is doing good. She keeps peeking out, and yeah. Yes. Noodles Bowl, welcome to the sophomore rank at the official Nanners Fan Club. Wow. I mean, I think that was a Pippa thing mostly, and I think she's even kind of softened up on that. As she's kind of like gotten to like know people and stuff like that. I can't really say a lot though, because I just don't know I'm not super experienced there. The Reapercon, ooh. Mages. Oh, do the mages. Those mages, like, heavy armor's knights are cool. Those mages sound sick. I will put my vote towards the mages. Do with that as you will. I got my little sponge. I wonder if that's actually a good idea for the shield. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try it. You know, it's free real estate. Nah, too slow. Just take this big stupid brush. Yeah, I could do that. Let's give this a go. This is like a big brush that has just been fucked up by the ravages of time. I find like the good ratio of paint to brush. Ooh, there we go. So I want it to be kind of scruffy a little bit. This might still be. Yeah, I think this is too spread though. What's a brush? Oh yeah, hold on. I can take you. Yeah, no, that's a ticket. Let's go. Yeah, there we go. I don't want it to be like a perfect blend. I want it to be a little rough. So, oh fuck yeah, let's go. I would very much like to see them. Hell yeah. There we go. Tens of Outer Space colors. I want to do Tanropes. I mean, that sounds pretty good. I mean, Tanropes is like the Jedi classic. So if you're doing Space Mage, like that feels right. That feels legit. Yeah. I would say that's the way to go. I'm gonna like I said, how you doing, Lord of Bones? How you doing? Like I said, I ordered some new light. So it's something that's really funny about me filming for camera stuff, or like a theoretical video, is I'm just like, oh, as I paint, as I try to build guys on camera, I'm like, oh, my lighting setup could use some upgrades. So that's actually been kind of like a neat little benefit to side as well. That's a neat little benefit to me doing the Intercessors thing. Hey, glad to help out. Hell yeah, let's go. Paint on there. Which I'm hoping, because like right now I think like everything has a pretty harsh shadow. Because like my old place had like a big ceiling light, and then the diffused bulb I have, and that was like pretty good even coating. And this new place is like, I don't know what's up. I have like 2 floor lamps, and they just don't really have They just don't really get the good coverage I want. Like I kind of, mind you, one of them is like not a super great light. It was just kind of a like, I think it was just like a little lamp that I was just using for like organizing some cards. So I could just like peer it directly on the magic cards so I could just get like a better look at them. 2 measures. Hey, fuck yeah, let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm doing a 15mm scale Warhammer because that's just what my local shop is going to be playing, and I'm getting a head start on those bad boys. Nothing particularly buck wild or fancy, just pretty. This is like, once again, very, very casual, easy project for me. Pretty chill bullshit. I'm okay with that. Get a pipe just using a Swiss Army. Oh, how does that even fucking work? Oh, nice. What you do? What edition you doing? What army you doing? Hell yeah, let's go. I play 3rd edition, but I think locally we're gonna maybe try 4th out because it might be like a better game. And then maybe someday I'll play the new current edition. Maybe. If I'm feeling spicy, I guess. Oh, wood carving. Oh yeah, I can see that. I mean, really, anytime you get an activity where you can kind of like autopilot your hands, it can be pretty meditative. Like that's why I like doing building minis off stream. Like, could I build model kits on stream? Yeah, but like the chill of just like just putting on some music or a podcast or a dumb YouTube video about Ultima again, and then just like building some minis, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's nice. It's nice. Which is a good way if you're like, man, I have this big backlog. You can chill and relax and build them. Oh hell yeah, let's go. Probably like 11th edition just dropped, and I don't know if like con people are doing like early versions of it or not. Okay, oh here's a good did a status called hidden come up at all during the game? If yes, you were probably playing 11th, and if no, you were probably playing like the last vestiges of 10th before it got taken out behind the shed. Or take to explode when killed. Hey, hell yeah, let's go. Maybe it's an older edition then actually, because like I don't do modern 40k tanks explode when killed anymore? It's always the fun stuff. Oh yeah, apparently like Europe is having like a crazy heat wave. Everybody definitely like try not to fucking die. Try not to explode. Probably rinse out this brush. I did a big like hour-long brush maintenance thing the other day, and I want to try to minimize how often I gotta do that bullshit. Rinse the fuck out of this dry brush. Hey, there we go. Clean-ish, I guess. All right, so we got a fine assortment of chaps, and yeah, fuck it. Let's do some contrast bullshit. And by contrast bullshit, I mean Black Templar contrast, so I can paint the bolters. That's like just an easy way to get those black. I still have, it's really funny. I still got the Ewoks on my desk that I haven't done much with, and they're like reasonably equal in size. Like this is like a pretty fair like Ewok versus tiny Marine. God, can you imagine an Ewok the size of a bear? That'd be fucked up. That's also true. They might have been slow rolling rules. Oh, I believe it. I basically used the army painter ones instead of those. My shop has not gotten the pro acro contrast, but like I generally like their stuff. I've been very ride or die for pro acro recently, so if my shop gets them, I will definitely try. I guess I could just order some too. There's like a couple of other pro acro shades. Oh yeah, I want to get their dark green at some point. Oh, all right, we got the black bolter back, and the plan is to do that so I can then just like maybe dry brush the entire bolter with like a gunmetal color, and then maybe do some of the edges like extra gunmetal-y. We're back. I'm basically using this as a kind of way to reset all the areas that got gold that shouldn't have gold, like this guy's blade. Oh yeah, no, sure your idea, yo. Why not? Hell yeah. No need to hold it to yourself. Because you can, I mean, they're just like really, like, they're kind of like thick inks at the end of the day. You can do quite a bit with them. This is going relatively well so far. So because of their 15mm, sometimes you get the weird shit where it's like the bolter just kind of connects to the body. It's like, yeah, it's fine. It's just a funky little quirk of the scale. So I also like the fact that because of everything, these guys have holes on the ends of their bolter. Which I have not drilled out the bolters of my intercessors yet for the Rust Vultures, but I did rediscover one of those guides. You can get like bolter drill hole guides on Colts. Usually they're free. I don't think I've ever paid for one. If you're paying for one of those, it's probably a scam. But like, I need to try this new, like, I think previously I painted them in plastic and then I lost them. So I printed them with my FDM printer. So I printed a resin one to see what that's going to be like. I'm curious if it lasts for a couple of guides and then it explodes or whatever. That's still fine. I could just start like, if I have some like free space with each of my prints, I'll just kind of start making some bolter guides, I guess. Realistically though, I shouldn't need too many. There we go. Gun looking good. How you doing, Seathice? How you doing? I'm working on some 15mm Warhammer guys for my Minotaurs for an event. So right now they're basically just kind of looking like you know, this is definitely a very simple project. Oh yeah, these are 30K. We're basically doing the Bad Ab War, but I found some like, STLs for like you know, Heresy era stuff, and like the Minotaurs could be rocking Heresy era gear. That's not that weird for them. But yeah, like pretty small. They're not super detailed, but like if you hold on. But like if you got a bunch of them like in your like together, they do look really like, you know, proper nice chunky little army thing. I've been working on these all day. But how you doing? Oh, that speed paints to make. Oh yeah. I've used speed paints for glow effects too. Yeah, no, that's pretty standard, but it looks nice. Typically, what I do for some stuff sometimes is I'll paint it white and then I'll do speed paint color over it for like to really make it pop. But yeah, no, that'll look good. Using speed paints for like OSL effects is like pretty standard. Like it is like luckily for you, there's a lot of guides and cool shit on there for how to do that. But yeah, Sithise, if you did not know me, previously I'm Halbernaut, the Mimic Elf, miniature painting Vtuber of the Nurgle and Skaven variety. I have painted more Skaven this year than I have since the fucking since the motherfucking Skaventide box. It's hard to beat that, but like I've been doing pretty good because of Mordheim stuff. Oh hell yeah, let's go. I got the Armageddon box, so I'm gonna be painting a couple of those on Sunday once I get them all built up. We did a thing where together, me and the Halbuds, the viewers, voted for what chapter I would eventually paint out of like a bunch of homebrew ones that we were put together. So like, yeah, so I got them. So we got some like beaky heads, and I kind of made some little makeshift orc knights because they basically are Marines that kind of fight like orcs. Oh, you know, the Age of Sigmar Skaven, I don't know if there's been any model from that refresh that have been like, this is worse than the original. Which is nice. That's always like a good sign. I'm sure someone could find an example. Also, too, if you would like to get into Mordheim, and you only have access to new Games Workshop models for some reason, that like City of Ash box is just 2 warbands. That's just an Eshin warband and a really your choice of human warband, depending on if you want to like how you want to paint them and what helmet you want to do. Pretend. Oh, okay. I'm gonna say Iron Hands sounds right if you're assuming you're doing like the main Legion chapters. I'm going to assume that, but I could be totally wrong, especially because that's not like as mandatory this edition. Yep, correct. Hey, there we go. Look at me knowing stuff about this game I play and paint. I play 3rd edition though, so like my play experience is gonna be really different compared to a lot of people. So that's fine. It do be like that. The OG fancy stuff more. No, that's fair. Sometimes those can be. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the older Skaven face, if that makes any sense. Like the ones where they kind of look more like weird and dog-like. Some of those can look fine for like a nostalgic sake, where it's like, oh, that's like a charming older model. But in terms of just like the way they look, I'm not the biggest fan of. Chaos Army. Hey, let's go. I'm a big Chaos boy, so I got word bearers. I even growth. Oh, actually, so these are for my shop is doing a Bad War event at some point in the near future. So I'm getting these guys ready for that. So it's using like a thing called the Liber Maelstrom, which I believe is like a Scottish Warhammer scene's homebrew rules for using Horus Heresy for the Bad War. And that's normally full scale, but the scene where I'm at decided to try 15mm just because like the commitment's pretty low. You can knock out an army pretty quick. The details aren't super crazy. They're not hard to print. Tables are smaller. It's actually like a good scale for events. That could be. I don't think I've done a proper comparison between old and new Sisters of Battle, so like I can't really say definitively either way. But that preference at least makes sense. Like I can see where you're coming from, even if I don't have like a good mental comparison of how those faces look. Demon Ninja's been. Oh yeah, that's like Hammer of Mortarion, I think. I don't know if it's gonna be good in the new edition, but like, they can definitely do it. I don't know what the quote unquote new meta is, but I also don't keep. I keep up like I follow Goonhammer for just like reading about war games during like my lunch break. So I'm like vaguely aware of what's good at any given time in 40K, but like, you know, the edition just came out. No one really fucking knows. I'm sure some people fucking know. Got the fish reading my book. I believe you got it. You got it. Hell yeah. Has it been a good book? Look at you, buddy. Yeah, I'm currently going back and using a contrast black just to kind of like hit up all the bolters a little bit before I like dry brush them a darker metallic. Also, the longer this sits in here, the chunkier it's getting. But you know, even like a slightly dried out, chunkier contrast. I guess I could introduce that. I don't need the pure contrast flow. I need it just to be kind of more like a really like thinned out black or like a thick ink. I don't know. I just need to cover some bullshit. Oh, nice. What kind of, how you doing it? I don't think I've painted like a proper demon in a while. You got some, like, here I can show you guys some models that like, so I had some like old Tyrannid bits on my desk. And I did a little kit bash to them because I was like, you know, I could use that for my turn up 28 Gene Stealers or whatever. And I got these two Chuckle Fucks that I'm very happy with. Like look at these big boys. These are just using those the psychophage, whatever, the counters that come with like the Leviathan box. They make really good like kind of mind flayery heads. And I got a project cooking with them, so I need to get back to paint some funky skins soon. Yeah, I've printed out some other things. I printed out some other things that are gonna use a similar design ethos. I'm pretty excited for when those are gonna be ready. I'll just do their axe, honestly. Oh, I think I actually just need some more paint. Making like little like cat calling noises, like not cat calling like yelling at women on the street, like calling a cat over noises. Like my contrast black Templars knows it has treats on its way. Yeah, like a pss, 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 pss. Oh yeah, that seems like a pretty solid core. Yeah, aren't a lot, I know a lot of people are switching to like lower amounts of defilers now that they're not stupid. I still have the one I need to work on. Yeah, it's a good look. So normally those are just like, these are markers. I'm like, these are genuinely good sculpts. It feels like a waste. And I was gonna just make, so I was also just gonna make them into what's it called? I was gonna make them into turnip 28 toffs, and I'll still probably use them like that. Minotaurs. Yeah, they are very Spartan. The thing is, at this scale, there's the one downside, and one of the reasons I'm not like super big on this for like all the time thing. The customization is kind of lacking. Like, I can't really do a lot of kit bashing on these. They're pretty small. The parts are pretty chunky. I don't have a wide variety of parts that would fit. Like I have some full scale Minotaurs where I've done like, you know, like if you check the depths of my Instagram, I have an Asterian Moloch made out of Rowboat Gilliman. God damn it, Robute. I have called him Rowboat Girly Man for so many years that I cannot say his name correctly, even if I mean to. And like that was like had like a pretty good like, you know, like I had the spear and a shield and whatnot. I was pretty happy with that. Like the closest I could really get for this is like let's see. Here, let me show you some lads who I did on stream previously, and I did not know if I was going to do them today. There we go. The oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, these Contemptor Dreads. Or I could actually add like a little like a Turge and some like a little like Minotaurs insignia. They have not gotten any attention today, and that's fine. Well, the thing is, like, it's actually funny because like I feel like there was one of you guys posted like a thing in Discord that was like making fun of Gilliman's various names. I guess Robot Gorilla Man is the one that seems to kind of be like the popular nickname, I guess. But no, for me, I've always kind of seen it online as Rowboat Girly Man, and then like it feels weird when that's not it. When it's like that's not his wrong nickname. Let's see, purple magenta, desaturated violets. What kind of paint do you mean by a desaturated violet? I can see like a violet being good for a red. I mean, I technically use this like evil red from Vallejo, which is like a very kind of purpley red for like a lot of my shit, and that works out pretty nice. Oh, the army paints. Oh, okay. I forget about their triads quite a bit. Yeah, okay. So I'm not the only one then. There we go. You're on my side, 14. Hell yeah, let's go. Rowboat Girly Man truthers. Ride or die, motherfucker. You know, they're little bolters. Look at them. Look at the lads. I'm very happy with the lads. Like I said, like, I think if I show up to the event with, like, I'm hoping to get more done. I definitely don't want to leave them, like, quite at the state. But I'm definitely at the state that, like, if I don't know, if I black out, if I have, like, a coma for, like, a month, and then I wake up and I'm like, oh, shit, I gotta go to the event, I wouldn't feel too bad. I would not feel too bad. We're starting to get it thick again. Oh, multi-basing was kind of a mistake, but also I still really like it. I think multi-basing is fun at the scale. I'm actually kind of upset that I didn't multi-base more of my troops. I didn't think to do it until like the very last batch where I was like, because I was looking through my collection for like, I have a big, so because I do a lot of 3D printing, I actually just get plastic bases that I'll just order off of eBay in chunks of like 100 for like $10. It's a pretty good deal, and like they tend to be more uniform and lay flatter than 3D printed ones. I was like, well, okay, I guess I could use 28 more, like 10 more 28 millimeter ones or 25 millimeter ones. I was like, wait a minute, I have a bunch of 40s, and these would look kind of sick together in like a formation. Indeed, they do look sick together as a formation. Yippee. I'll just miss entirely most of the gun. That's fine. The plan right now is for all this to eventually dry, and then I will go back and hit it up with a... Yeah, I basically, like, the only ones I don't have huge stocks on are, like, cavalry bases And square bases. Every now and then I'll order square bases. The problem is, like, a lot of times, like the round bases will be like, they'll be made in like China somewhere, but they'll still typically use plastic. And other people have been just selling 3D printed bases, and they're fine, but they kind of got like the really ugly layer lines on them, which I'm not a big fan of. Like I've tried to order 15 millimeter squares, which is not really common. It's a size that's used in the old world for like demon princes and shit. And I got some really fucked up looking. Like they were all the corners were bent and weird. They didn't lay flat. It was just really unfortunate. Yeah, that's also true with the cavalry bases, where it's like I can get, like I said, I can get like 125 to like 32 millimeter bases. 40s and 50s usually come in groups of like 20 or 50, something like that. Like you don't use those nearly as much, you know? So I don't need a crazy amount of them, but I typically will have enough at any given time. 50 millimeters tend to run out because that's a very uncommon size in my experience. And 60s are pretty good, but yeah, cavalry bases are always like, you have to buy them in sets of 10. And that shit's always pretty stupid. Also, this guy, I need to keep his... This guy's going to be the sergeant, and he's got a... Actually, that's not true. Did I give him a power weapon? I think I did. Yeah, fuck it. I'll paint everything this color, and then it's a power weapon. I'll make it glow later. That's not a big deal. Got 2 more. Yippee! Let's go. But yeah, definitely, like, if you 3D print, or even if you like kit bash or get like root around through used bits bins, I would definitely recommend picking up a couple of base packs on eBay. Yeah, I don't think I would buy them from a store. Usually the ones you get from a store might have like the cool like base toppers, which I like doing my own bases custom, but like that could be a that could be a plus for you. One thing I need to do is I probably need to, for all my Ewoks, I got to get a hold of a bunch of Star Wars Legion bases. That's true. Sultanate did require a lot of 50s. The Sultanate did require a lot of 50s, especially for like my various homunculi bullshit. Which I've not played Trench Crusade in like a hot minute. Everybody is still just like, I think from what I have been told that like we're gonna get back on that shit probably early August, which is like a long time, but also not. This year has been awful, but has also gone by really fast. So it's been very strange. I'm like, it's already halfway through. We're already halfway through 2016. We're halfway through 2016, guys. Yippee! Oh fuck! I just launched this directly in my lap. What do we want to do? I'm gonna get some more red on the rhinos. That definitely needs another coat there, but I think I'm gonna hit up some of the other areas instead. Go. And well, the world may never know. Oh, what's your diorama idea? I don't know why, for some reason, like I'm hoping the enamel wash will eventually even this out. I am like, once again, I think it's because I've been taking this pretty like as a project pretty lax, but the rhinos are still big enough scale for like that treatment kind of does make them look a little shoddy, but I'm okay with it. I say I'm not okay with it, and conceptually at the moment I'm like, oh god, I can see all my flaws. Once it's all done, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll look good when somebody takes a bunch of really cool shots of the events, and you see my tac squad neck deep in enemy Marines. I'm gonna be like, yippee! Not tac squad, my Terminator command squad. There we go. I'm gonna be like, yippee! I love my little lads, and I'm gonna put them in a little box. I'm gonna give them a little kiss, and I put that box in my big storage container. I have like a plastic shelf that has like a bunch of those like really useful boxes all racked up. It's like in the same way that thank you for that, Beth. Thank you. It's in the same way that like like some people who are like snake breeders will just have like racks upon racks of snakes. I do that for really useful boxes filled with minis. It's pretty great. Pretty nice. Tyranids kit bash with instant. I would need to see that done. I could see it being amusing, but like my brain refuses to put that together. Other than like a ska. Is it weird that instead of synthwave? I know you said synthwave, but my brain was like ska Tyranids. I don't know. I've been I'm on my Primus arc. I like ska. I still unironically like ska, but I haven't been through a like. It's time to like really do nothing but listen to ska for a while. I've gone through those phases before. It's been a hot minute since I've been in one. Got some red on the sides for you, and get some of the other little side bits to kind of loop around. Edge there because I don't want to deal with it. Yay! Let's go. Do some other little bits on the Predator. Yeah, maybe that might be like a. I don't want to do this on Tuesday. I like to keep projects like this on kind of like a semi break every now and then. I think these little bits could be red as well. That'll make them look pretty good. And then I gotta get the edges later, but I'll be fine. Yeah. I think the more I break up just like the dry brush gold box, like the more I kind of bring that into light, the better this looks. Yeah. Okay. I feel less like on this. The more red I add, the more it sparks joy. So yeah, I'm just gonna follow that impulse as much as I can. Hey, let's go. I technically don't have like a 40k Xenos army. I've been using Tyranids for Gene Stealers for turnip 28, which is very funny. But yeah, I don't know. Every now and then I get the deepest, darkest urge to do Dark Eldar, but I haven't like committed to that in any serious way. The only Dark Eldar model I have is Urian Rakarth, which I just found in a used bin because once again my local store's used bin is insane. I will just find bullshit there. It was just Urian Rakarth with like a couple like an arm missing and like a little bit of scuff paint job, but like I think I could save him. It turns out to get like a robo tendril is like not going to be hard to do. I got options for that. Yep. There and it's a door, but nah. I'll leave you alone for now. Yeah, I got. Hey, let me get there too. Yeah, I guess it's probably. I'm curious how long, because like a lot of Tyranid stuff was cheap just because of the like Armageddon box, not Armageddon, the Leviathan box. I have to imagine the lottos are going to start sliding back up now, and then now the age of cheap orcs is upon us, which is pretty cool. Still plastic tail. Oh, crack them out then. Let the fellers breathe. So cults as a regular human surgeon. I mean, you could totally do that, and you could basically use like maybe some like for like aberrants and stuff. You could use like mech suits, because I mean a lot of stuff you could be pretty like just use humans and be fine with it. Actually, I could also do that here. But like if you want something that's more gene stealer, I think you could kind of lean just to like, yeah, like I said, I think just robots will get you there. Maybe use some like Necromunda like. I think there's some like Necromunda big fuck ass like mechanical rigs. Not that you need to use Necromunda models for that or whatever, but for some reason I like Gene Stealer cults, but what's really weird is I don't like them in 40k. Like we were talking about doing potentially Necromunda. I don't know if that's going to manifest or not. And I keep thinking Gene Stealer cults. I use Gene Stealer cults in Turnip, and it's like. I guess I just don't like them in 40k. I think it's just because like I like the idea of Gene Stealer cults, and I don't think the aesthetic choices they made for them were bad. But for me, the issue that I have is I like the idea of I kind of like what you're doing, 14. I don't like the fact that Gene Stealers doesn't really give you the option outside of heavy kit bashing to do anything that's not like Miners Worker Rebellion. Which I think is like why I like bringing it to other games, because then I can combine like Gene Stealer and Tyranid parts, but like I'm not as constrained by the default bodies or like all the high tech gear. Like I like you know, like low like feudal world Gene Stealers, or like, you know, like maybe more like scavenger Gene Stealers. I think there's some cool shit you can do there. But I just don't want to do typical. Also, typical Gene Stealers are just kind of a fucking pain to paint. You know, they got infinite details and whatnot. They're like up there with sisters. And it's usually not the Gene Stealer parts. It's all the fact that like every guy has got like a full mining rig on, and he's got like little buttons and bells, and then also you got to do the fucking what's it called? Oh god, the little hanging little Gene Stealer symbols. Yeah, the meat is back on the menu, boys. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. Hold on, let me snooze this ad break. I think you can do a lot of cool stuff with it, but you have to like really go outside the current model range. And like, would I be opposed to kit bashing an entire like not standard Gene Stealer army? Conceptually, yeah, but that's like a lot of time. That's a lot of fucking time to do that. I think I'm like running out of this paint, but I don't want to. I'm at just the point in the night where I don't want to get any more out. That's fine. It is Daijobu. But yeah, so like that's why I like those guys I showed earlier, where it's just like the cool heads on the mortal bodies. Yeah, I mean, if they're like, mind you, I also do not give a shit about G-dubs like typical. I don't give a shit about G-dubs typical like 3D printing rules. I'll 3D print cool bodies for them if I want them. Peeked over. I got like a gnat flew directly in my face. I think I kind of overspilled. Not the worst. I might be able to clean that up real quick. There we go. Trust me. When I have a project I'm cooking up that I kind of want to do a video thing for, and I'll show you what bodies I ended up using in that one. It's rude. I'm painting with like the dregs of this. Do I got enough sauce so I can get these last little side panels? Maybe. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'm trying to do like so I actually did like a really big like personal project reorganization thing recently, and like time prioritization stuff. So it's actually been like really good for actually like, I have not written a script for any of my YouTube bullshit in a while. I kept meaning to, but I've been doing it. Prefer to Gene Stealer. I also, one of these days I do want to do that, like the deodorant speeder tank. Like, you know, as kind of like a fun little like rite of passage. It's like, you know, it's like a fun thing to do. It would be fun to do that. I mean, have people done that before? Millions of times. Do I care? Nah. This is like basically red ink. I'm finding like little bits of the paint that's just kind of left over on like the sides. Buddy, I just need to at least lightly redly tint this fucking panel. I can go back to it later. I just want it to look all right. Oh god, that's like drying like transparent. It's fine because, you know, I can always paint with more layers. All right. Speed stick. I mean, I'm more of an Old Spice guy, but it also works too. Fuck. Actually removed a little bit. Had some kit. Chotomate. Wrong brush. Chotomate. Wet a little bit. Do a little diluting. Yeah, let's go. It's really quick to like that. And then before we go, I want to do a big zoom out lineup of everybody. So we got, okay, shit. So we got, it's pretty zoomed out. So we got tank. We got Rhino. We got Predator. We got Rhino. I'm actually gonna have to like scoot quite a bit of the guys back just to make room. Just kind of like, I'm not gonna order this like correctly. I'll put the chaplain here. Just put a big collection of bodies here. Also something, I mean, I'm going to be doing this anyway for like, I would have needed to do this anyway for the eventual industry and photography thing. So many. I keep like reaching over to like push more away, and they're still going. Yeah, the lads in the Ladmobiles, they're real. Also, the contrast did pretty well on the guns, on the bolters. I will eventually need to try to metallic dry brush them. I also need to like dry brush like the dirt and stuff. So like, so many. Why did I multi-base all? I mean, I could technically pop off a couple of these onto multi-bases, but I'm okay. I'm okay with it. It's not to just like run out of room. Jajan, there we go. And with that, let's go to the chatting screen. Mute myself. Yeah. Thank you for coming, everybody. I had a lot of fun schedule-wise. Painting on Tuesday and Sunday. Don't know. Sunday ideally will be Rust Vultures. Tuesday could be anything. I got some Terminators I also built this weekend. For movie night tomorrow in the Discord, we're going to be watching, I have not done an announcement for it, but we are going to be watching Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust, which is, I enjoyed the first Vampire Hunter D, so Bloodlust is probably pretty legit. And then on Thursday, I'm going to very tentatively say terrain building stream. And we'll just go with that for now. We will just assume. Oh shit. I'm looking on YouTube, Twitch, and everybody's like Father's Day, Father's Day, Father's Day, Father's Day, Father's Day, Father's Day. I was like, oh, I totally forgot about that. Happy Father's Day, everyone. And yeah, with that, I'm going to cut the YouTube people loose. So bye, YouTube people. Bye-bye. And who is live and